All right. All right, guys, we are live. Hang on, let me oh yeah. Hang on. LG. There we go. Okay. Let me get up here. Let me post on Twitter. All right. All right, there we go. We're live for Sir Spooks Saturday night reaction. Come join the chat and see what it is all about. All right, we'll see if anybody comes in here. Oh man, I need to seriously readjust this screen here. Oh man. There we go. There we go. All right. All right, everybody. We are live. It is, well, it's not exactly Saturday night, but if you guys aren't in the chat and you're watching this later, it'll probably be Saturday night, but hey, it's fine. We are live this Saturday afternoon, and it's time to catch up on Sir Spooks. And you never know, we might even do some nukes or some goose pimples. We'll see. We'll see. All right. So, all right. As always, links to the original videos will be in the description box below after I'm done broadcasting. So if you want to watch them by yourself without my reaction commentary, go right ahead. You're not going to hurt my feelings. So, and if you like what you see, please leave a like and subscribe. I really would please subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it. And if you like what you see on Sir Spooks' channel, why don't you drive by and leave a like and subscribe to his channel as well. I'm sure he would appreciate it as well. All right, guys. We did 11 scary videos that feel sinister yesterday. So, tonight or this afternoon, we're going to start with 11 scary videos that will keep you inside tonight. All right. All right, let me get this. Yeah, I'm getting I'm sure I'm getting shrunk. I'm getting shrunk. I'm shrinkies. Yeah. And yes, I have both monitors on. I've got my one LG right here, and I've got my Emerson right here, so I can see chat. And while I'm watching the videos, I can look over and see if anybody's in chat and tell you guys hi, okay? All right. All right, let's start with 11 scary videos that will keep you inside tonight. You guys ready? All right, I know I am. So without further ado, away we go.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 11 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more scary content. Alright, with that said, let's begin.
Ooh.
The first video we'll be looking at was posted to TikTok by a user known as Globalist Slayer USA on February 1st, 2026, and shows a strange moment captured on a home security camera late at night. The footage shows a quiet backyard covered in snow. Right from the start, you can already see a series of footprints
Oh,
scattered across the
yeah,
ground.
this.
Then, something even stranger happens.
What is that?
As the video continues, a new set of footprints begins to appear, forming one after another, as if something invisible is actively walking through the yard.
Oh, buddy, you got the invisible man in your backyard. Oops, you got the invisible man, or maybe the invisible woman. Maybe she wants shelter. No.
What makes it even more unusual is the spacing. These
Yeah.
footprints have a much wider gait,
Yeah.
suggesting something significantly larger than a normal person.
Yeah, it looks more like the invisible thing. Or something.
It's a subtle detail, but once you notice it, it completely changes how the clip feels.
Yeah.
The uploader even used the hashtag Bigfoot, suggesting they believe these tracks could belong to something far from ordinary. For those who believe, this could point to something unseen physically moving through the environment, leaving behind tracks without ever being visible. Another possibility is that whatever is making the footprints simply isn't being picked up properly by the camera, blending into the background due to lighting or recording limitations. It could also be the result of editing, with the footprints added in afterward to create the illusion.
Uh-huh.
It's the progression that stands out the most, not just the footprints themselves, but the fact that new ones appear, as if something is actively moving through the yard in real time.
Yeah, but I'm kind of with Sir Spooks. I think this looks like something that's CGI or it's edited. You took something out and made it invisible and just left the footprints, or those footprints are CGI imported. I think it's CGI. Or that's just my thought. Because if something looks too good to be real, it probably is.
Imagine coming home after a long day, pulling into your driveway and noticing something across the street that immediately makes you stop and stare. That's exactly what happened to this woman, as shown in a TikTok video posted by user Little Miss Bella 3.
And you
The
thought
clip
your
begins
neighbors
with her
were
pulling
weird.
into a driveway and stepping out of her car. As she locks the door, something catches her attention across the street, and she just stands there watching.
What? Oh, yeah, this. What in the world? What is it, some sort of robot? Or is it some guy with a lamp on his head and he's in spandex or something like that? I don't know.
On the other side of the road, a person wearing what appears to be a headlamp can be seen moving around on all fours. Their movements are erratic and unnatural, almost animal-like, as they crawl and shift positions in a way that's difficult to make sense of. They continue behaving strangely for several moments, never acknowledging the person filming. At first glance, the way this figure moves feels deeply unsettling, like something pretending to be a human, but not quite getting it right.
Yeah.
It could also just be a person acting oddly, possibly under the influence, or simply behaving in a way that doesn't make much sense from the outside.
Or it could be somebody cosplaying and trying their costume out and see what kind of reaction it would get from the neighbors.
But it's the unpredictability that makes this clip stick. There's no context or no explanation, just someone moving in a way you don't expect to see.
Yeah, either way, it's rather disturbing.
A large number of children grow up with imaginary friends. It's a
Yep.
normal part of childhood, and most
It is.
parents don't think much of it. But sometimes, things don't stay so innocent.
No, they don't.
This TikTok video was posted on January 27th, 2026 by a man named Nicholas Faria. In it, he approaches his young daughter who appears to be talking to someone who isn't there. At first, it seems like a harmless moment.
She seems
Then
energetic.
this happens.
Decirle que traiga el coche, decirle. Le dice que traiga el coche.
Whoa! Somebody pushing the baby stroller. That's not the wind.
No.
The girl
That's not the wind. That is not the wind.
begins calling out to her imaginary friend, asking it to push the stroller sitting nearby on
Ah.
the sidewalk. And just said,
Then now that makes more sense because I don't speak Spanish, but seeing as that's what Sir Spooks said, that's what she was trying to do. Now it makes more sense. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not wind. That is far from being wind. I mean, wind can blow that, but that moves like it has a life of its own.
seconds later, the stroller starts moving.
Yeah.
There's no one visible touching it.
No,
It
there's
simply
not.
begins rolling forward on its own as if something responded to her request.
Mm-hmm.
Moments like this are often interpreted as a child interacting with something unseen. The idea that imaginary friends might not always be imaginary. At the same time, there could be a simpler explanation. The stroller may have been on a slight incline, causing it to roll naturally, or it could have been nudged just out of frame.
Maybe.
It's also possible the scene was staged to line up with what the girl was saying. What makes the clip stand out is the timing. She
Yeah.
asks, and almost immediately, something happens.
Exactly. I don't think it's staged. Because there are children out there that have imaginary friends, and some of those imaginary friends aren't imaginary. They're actually ghosts. Or even worse, sometimes they can be things disguised as imaginary friends, but they're actually demons. Always need to be careful. Parents, listen to your children. Especially if your children telling you, there's something wrong. Mommy, daddy, there's something wrong. My imaginary friend is scaring me. Or if they, ask them to draw their imaginary friend. And if that imaginary friend looks odd, you might want to think about maybe getting your house cleansed. You might want to think about getting your house saged, cleansed, the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
Over on TikTok, a woman known as Cat Snap posted a video explaining a strange and unsettling situation happening near her home. She says she lives by a river in an area with no lights at night, making it especially dark and quiet once the sun goes down. But according to her, that silence has been broken more than once. She then asks viewers to listen closely.
So just listen for a moment, okay? And tell me that you would not be freaked out by this.
Oh.
From somewhere across the river, a series of loud, eerie singing and chanting sounds can be heard echoing through the darkness. The voices don't sound close, but they're clear enough to feel uncomfortably present.
Yeah, honey, you got a siren. You've got a siren. Those are sirens. Or either that, or it could be one of her friends just singing and it's staged. Now it could be that too, but it could also be something paranormal.
It's the kind of noise that doesn't immediately make sense.
No, it
Rhythmic,
doesn't.
almost coordinated and completely out of place in such an isolated area.
Yeah.
What makes this even stranger is that this wasn't a one-time occurrence. In the description, she explains that this is the third time in 2 years that she's heard these sounds near her property. In a follow-up video,
Third time in
she
2
responds
years.
to someone suggesting it might just be people nearby. She acknowledges that others do live along the river in California, but insists that whoever is making the noise is doing so late at night, and for reasons she can't explain. The whole
Ooh.
situation gives the impression of something happening just out of sight, close enough to hear, but far enough to remain hidden.
Yeah. Honey, I think a siren just swam upstream from the ocean, and it's living on your stream, and she's living on your stream. Yeah. You know that you got some wacko girl out there who loves singing random stuff, and she needs help. I don't know.
Of course, there could be a more ordinary explanation.
Yes, there could
The
be.
voices may simply be coming from people gathered somewhere along the riverbank,
Yeah.
with the sound carrying unusually well over the water at night. But even with that in mind, hearing distant chanting echo through a dark, unlit area like that is the kind of thing that's hard to ignore once you've experienced it.
Yeah. That's kind of creepy.
A woman named Sarah Serendipity posted a video to her TikTok account on March 12, 2026, describing a moment that left her deeply unsettled. According to Sarah, she had a strong feeling that she was being watched one night. Unable to shake the feeling, she decided to pull out her phone and start recording, just in case. It didn't take long for that feeling to be validated.
Is that? What the f is that?
Oh.
What the f?
You got a peeping Tom, honey.
What the f is that?
It's evidence that you got a peeping Tom.
It looks like a hand.
It is. It does.
A freaking
2 hands.
face.
Yeah.
2 hands and a face. What the f is this?
You got a peeping Tom.
As you can see, what appear to be handprints and even a face impression suddenly become visible on the window. The marks look pressed into the glass as
Yeah.
if something was right there, watching from the other side. The detail is what makes it so disturbing. It doesn't just look random. It resembles something with form, something close. It's easy to interpret this as an unseen presence revealing itself in a physical way, leaving behind traces of where it had been standing. At the same time, there could be a more ordinary explanation. Residue, condensation, or oils on the glass can sometimes reveal prints that were invisible before, especially with changes in temperature or lighting.
True.
Even so, the timing is what makes this moment stand out. Feeling like you're being watched and then seeing something appear that seems to confirm it is the kind of experience that lingers long after the moment passes.
Uh-huh.
In March of 2013, a YouTuber known as Dan82ify uploaded a video describing a disturbing experience that had just happened moments earlier. According to Dan, he had just woken up and gone downstairs, only to find that all of his kitchen cabinets were wide open. He insists they were closed when he went to bed the night before, which immediately left him feeling uneasy. Concerned, he grabs his camera and begins recording. We then follow him into the kitchen as he starts closing each cabinet one by one, trying to make sense of what's going on. Everything seems calm for a moment, until this happens.
I'm really scared right now. shut all these. I figured I'd get it on camera so if something happens, at least it's documented. Alright. I think I'm just gonna go downstairs and chill out and edit for a little while. Oh, shit!
Whoa! Oh! Something in that house don't like you, buddy.
I gotta upload this.
Something in that house don't like you.
Nobody gets to see this. Ow. I think I broke my ankle.
Oh! Well, probably not broke your ankle, probably twisted it, but that's bad enough.
Out of nowhere, a glass suddenly falls and shatters on the floor,
Yeah.
causing Dan to jump in shock.
And I don't
Just
see
seconds
any
later,
wires or
another one
anything.
falls, breaking apart just the same. The reaction is immediate. Panicked, Dan turns and runs, desperate to get away from whatever might be causing it. In his rush, he ends up falling down the stairs, later claiming it twisted his ankle trying to escape. The sequence of events feels sudden and chaotic, like something escalated without warning.
Yeah.
To some, this looks like classic poltergeist activity, with objects being moved or thrown by an unseen force. It's also possible the entire scenario was staged for the video. What makes this clip linger is how quickly things spiral. It starts with something small and unsettling, and within seconds, it turns into something much harder to ignore.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I didn't see any wires. I didn't see any wires or anything. I think that actually happened. I don't think that was staged. I think he's got a paranormal entity in his house that does not like him. Or at least likes messing with his head.
Over on the interdimensional NHI subreddit, a user known as FVMK3 shared a video filmed in Cambridge, UK, back in 2014. In the clip, someone is simply recording the night sky above the city. Nothing unusual at first, but after a few seconds, something appears that quickly changes the tone of the footage.
Oh, look at that. Wow, look at that.
Oh!
Well, it may not be the triangle UFO, but it's three orbs in formation.
Three bright orbs can be seen moving together in a tight formation.
Yeah.
They glide smoothly across the sky before suddenly accelerating at a speed that's difficult to track. And then, just like that, they vanish.
Yeah.
The coordination between the three objects is what stands out. They don't drift randomly, they move together, almost as if they are connected or following the same path with precision.
Yeah.
Moments like this often get linked to reports of orb-shaped UAP, especially when multiple objects are seen moving in formation. At the same time, it's hard to say exactly what's being captured here. Without more context, it could be something more conventional that simply appears unusual from a distance. Interestingly, the footage was even featured in a Netflix documentary involving George Knapp called Investigation Alien, which is only added to the discussion around it. Clips like this tend to stick with people, not just because of what's seen, but because of how clean and coordinated it all looks before it's suddenly gone.
Now, I tell you what, if that was CGI and a hoax, that's one hell of a hoax, guys. That's an amazing hoax. If that was, if it is fake, but if it's real, oh wow.
Millions of children around the world love Peppa Pig. It's a harmless, cheerful character, the kind of thing you'd never expect to be involved in anything unsettling. But after this moment, that might change. This video posted to TikTok by Iconic Hannah shows a child's Peppa Pig plush lying on its side on a bed. At first, there's absolutely nothing unusual about it, just a normal toy sitting still, until you look a little closer. If you focus on the face, you can see it. The eyes move. It's subtle.
Oh
but
my
noticeable
gosh, they
enough to
do.
feel completely wrong. The toy itself doesn't shift, just the eyes, as if something inside briefly adjusted them. Naturally, this raises a lot of questions. The uploader later cut open the plush to check if there was anything inside that could explain it, but found nothing. Just stuffing, like any other toy. To some, this feels like something unnatural briefly revealing itself through an everyday object. A more grounded explanation is that the movement was added in editing. Small, isolated changes like
Maybe.
this can be created convincingly
Maybe.
with simple video effects. What makes it unsettling is how minimal it is. No,
Yeah, it is. I mean, then again, yeah, he might be right. You know, it might be right. It may be edited. It may be edited in CGI. This may not be real at all. But man, that is creepy.
no dramatic movement, just a slight shift in the eyes. Enough to make you pause and look twice. A TikTok user known as El Morcillo posted a video in February of 2026 showing what starts off as a normal day at the playground with his young child. At first, it feels like a wholesome moment, just a parent spending time with their kid. But it quickly becomes clear that something isn't quite right. From the beginning, the uploader seems uneasy, as if he's already noticed something off in the area, which is likely why he started recording in the first place. And then,
What is he
around the 1
seeing?
minute mark, things start to get strange.
Aww.
No, mi amor, no pasa nada, ven. No
Aww.
era nada, no era nada, ven. ¿Qué? ¿Qué es? No sé, no. Mira, sí se miró.
Ooh.
Sí se miró. Yo sí miré, alcancé a ver algo. Mira, ¿te checaste?
Praise again.
¿Viste?
In the background, near a tree, what looks like a shadowy figure can briefly be seen standing still. It's faint, but noticeable enough to stand out once you spot it. Then, not long after, something even more unsettling appears. A head seems to peek out from the side of the
Yeah.
tree, just enough to be seen, before quickly pulling back, almost as if it's watching them. The timing and placement make it feel deliberate. In a follow-up video, the uploader goes back to the same location and shows the tree up close. And that's where things get even more confusing. The tree is far too thin for a person to realistically hide behind, especially in the way the figure appeared in the original clip. It gives the impression that whatever was peeking out shouldn't have been able to stay concealed there at all. To some, this feels like something observing from a distance, appearing just long enough to be noticed before disappearing again.
Yeah.
The videos could also be staged, possibly using clever
True.
positioning or editing to create the illusion of something hiding behind the tree.
With computer
But when you
animation
see something
nowadays,
peek out
and
then
video
realize
editing,
there's
you
nowhere
never
for it
can
to hide,
tell.
it leaves
You
me
never
feeling a
can
very
tell.
specific kind of unease.
Yeah. That's true.
Before we get started with this next video, some of you might recognize it. It was actually featured in one of my older videos many years ago, but since it's been so long, I wanted to take another look at it for those who are new to the channel, or for those who may never have seen it before. The clip was originally posted to YouTube by a channel known as Kilo Lu on December 4th, 2012, and it shows a group of friends exploring a long, dimly lit tunnel late at night. From the start, the atmosphere feels tense. One of the guys shines a flashlight down the tunnel, trying to see if anything is lurking in the distance. Eventually, they decide to move forward, slowly making their way deeper inside. Step by step, they continue through the darkness,
Right.
growing more cautious as they go.
Oh, that's right. I remember this now. I was trying to think, where have I seen this before? I remember this now. I remember that. This was creepy. I think it was one. I think it was one of their friends pulling a prank on them, actually. But then again, it might not be. It might not be. It may actually be a paranormal creature. I don't know. But either way, it was a good one. It got them good. It was creepy.
And then this happens.
Yeah, then this happens. Watch this, guys. Oh, whatever that was, they got him good. It got him good,
Out of
man.
nowhere, a strange figure suddenly charges toward them at full speed. The reaction is instant. The group turns and runs, clearly terrified by whatever just came rushing out of the darkness. The creature itself is hard to make out clearly. Its shape looks unusual, almost distorted, but the poor lighting makes it difficult to fully understand what we're seeing. To some people, this feels like a genuine, unknown entity, something hiding deep within the tunnel,
Might be.
only revealing itself when the group got too close. Another explanation is that it could simply be a person, possibly positioned ahead of time, who ran toward them to create a scare.
Yeah.
What makes this clip memorable is how quickly everything shifts. One
Yeah.
second it's quiet exploration, and the next, pure panic.
Yeah. One second it says, yeah. 1 second they're like, okay, come on, let's go investigate, man. And then all of a sudden this thing, CGI or a person or whatever it is, just comes running at them. And it's like, oh, Mexicans, don't do this, man. Let's get out of here. And I can't say that I blame them. That was creepy. I've almost forgot about that one.
On June 17, 2021, a woman named Chriselle Luna uploaded a video to her YouTube channel showing herself exploring an old, allegedly haunted prison. For the first several minutes, she moves through different hallways and rooms, investigating the building.
Why? Why would you do... And why are you doing this by yourself? Luna, why are you... Chriselle, Luna, why are you doing this by yourself? Number one cardinal rule of paranormal exploration or paranormal investigation or anything for that matter. Number one cardinal rule: nobody goes anywhere alone. That was carved in stone by Jason Haas and his friend Grant from Ghost Hunters. I mean, I didn't realize they're not exactly all together anymore, but they may not be the best to get along with. I don't know. But I used to watch Ghost Hunters when I was younger with my mom when she was still alive, and even with my dad. Even he got into it a little bit. But, you know, that is one thing I always loved about Ghost Hunters. They always nitpicked everything. Try to investigate and see if it could be something rational first. And 9 times out of 10, they were able to debug stuff. And now sometimes there are some things that they couldn't explain. There were things that they couldn't explain. And even, and if you guys ever watched the series, even Jason himself said, I don't say this very often, but, there are things, we found some things that we couldn't explain. Some we could debunk, but others we could not explain. We could not debunk them. And so, I do not say this very often, but I do believe the place is haunted. So, yeah. But yeah, that was one of the cardinal rules that he and Grant had for their team. Nobody goes anywhere alone. And all you guys going by yourselves, now you think you may be tough, macho, but you wait till someone or something gets a hold of you, and you're going to find out you're not nearly as tough as you think you are. Worst of all is the humans. The humans. Humans are the worst. Or they can be the worst if you're not careful. Nobody goes anywhere alone. If ever you guys go exploring or ghost hunting or monster hunting, you remember that rule. Or better yet, don't ever go at all. You leave it to the professionals. Okay. All right, I'll get off my soapbox.
Nothing particularly unusual happens at first. Just the usual tension that comes with being alone in a place like that. But then, in one specific room, everything changes.
Yo quiero preguntar, y me estoy atreviendo a hacerlo estando sola en este lugar. ¡Ay! ¡Ay, ay, ay! Dios mío, yo vi algo que corrió. En este lugar. En este lugar.
Ooh.
If you look closely at the window, a dark figure suddenly flies past at incredible speed. It happens so quickly that it's easy to miss.
Oh man,
But
you
Griselle
blink, you'll
notices
miss it.
immediately, and her reaction says everything. Before she even has time to process what she just saw, something even more unsettling happens.
What?
Listo, yo les voy. ¡Ay! Ahí está corriendo algo. Voy a. No hayan visto.
Yeah, there it goes again.
Ahí está corriendo algo. Voy a mostrárselos. Se los voy a mostrar.
Girl,
Ya cuando-
get out of
cuando
there.
hagan edición de este video para
Run.
que en el círculo y puedan apreciar lo que yo vi en mi cámara. Qué fuerte, qué fuerte, qué fuerte. No sé qué era, no sé si era la niña, no sé si era otra cosa.
Hun, it doesn't matter. If it's a ghost, if it's an entity, get out of there. You know, I hold true with what the Warrens said, especially Ed Warren, the late great Ed and Lorraine Warren. Ed Warren used to say, if anyone says to you a ghost cannot hurt you, they don't know what they're talking about. They're pure energy, and energy can hurt you. No, they're pure ethereal energy, and energy can hurt you. So yeah, don't take the chance. You know, especially when you're alone.
Pero estoy segura que no era una persona porque no hay nadie.
Not a person.
The figure comes back.
Yeah.
This time it moves in the opposite direction, almost as if it's running across the same area again,
Yeah.
deliberately making itself visible. The timing is what makes this moment stand out. It's
Dude,
not just
that
a
is
one-off glimpse.
chilling.
It happens twice in a way
Yeah,
that feels
it happens
almost
twice.
intentional. To some, this looks like a shadowy entity lingering inside the prison, briefly revealing itself before disappearing again.
Yeah.
Amazingly, Griselle doesn't get frightened away from this entity entirely, as she proceeds to continue her investigation, but she is never able to find this entity again. Hopefully, Griselle won't ever go back to this prison for another investigation again, because
Yeah.
this entity may be waiting for her return.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 11 scary videos. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you
All
did,
right.
then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Man, if that's CGI, that is incredible. I don't think it is. All right, guys, there's one. All right, guys, there's one. I bet you guys thought I was going to nod off, huh? Nope. I'm going to do my darndest not to nod off. I'm going to keep awake. All right. That's the first one. let's go. Ooh, I might try that. Ooh, paranormal pulse. Ooh, my goodness. Hello, honey. Oh, never mind. Pay no attention to the creepy thing behind her. That's her boyfriend. That's her boyfriend in mask saying, "That's my girlfriend. Don't you mess with her." I'm kidding. Hopefully. All right. Let's do next unexplained footage from the woods and other scary videos. All right. Here we go. You guys ready? I know I am, so let's go.
Hello everyone, my name is Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 11 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more scary content. Alright, with that said, let's begin. This first video we'll be looking at comes to us from a TikTok account known as Native Queen 97 and shows a piece of Ring doorbell footage captured in the middle of the night. In the clip, the homeowner steps outside, seemingly to check on something, either near the garbage cans or possibly his car. Everything appears normal at first, but something unsettling is happening right behind him. Watch this.
Oh, we got us a ghost out for a little midnight stroll.
Right here, if you pay close attention, a strange figure can be seen moving along the sidewalk. The shape appears pale and somewhat transparent, almost blending into the darkness as it moves.
Yeah.
Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, it seems to vanish. To some viewers, the way the figure fades out makes it look less like a solid person and more like something not entirely there. Almost like a ghost passing through the scene unnoticed. It's also possible that what we're seeing is simply another person, with the Ring camera's night processing making them appear washed out or partially transparent. Motion blur and compression can sometimes give the illusion that someone is disappearing when they're actually just moving out of frame. Either way, noticing something like that moving behind you, only to seemingly vanish seconds later, is enough to make anyone uneasy.
Yeah.
It's the kind of footage that makes you wonder what might be happening just outside your view.
Yeah. That's creepy.
A man named Jose Miguel Stark posted a video to his TikTok account in May of 2022, showing himself walking through an old hospital somewhere in San Jose at around 6:30 in the morning. As he moves through the building, the camera slowly pans across hallways and rooms that look somewhat worn down, but not entirely abandoned. It's quiet though, almost too quiet. At one point, before anything visibly happens, faint and unusual voices can be heard echoing through the space, adding an extra layer of unease. And then this happens.
What was that?
Shit away.
What was that? The heck was that?
Right here, a door suddenly swings shut on its own. There's no one visible nearby, and no clear reason for it to move like
Look
that.
at that.
At the same time, a faint white shape appears on the door's window, something that briefly resembles a ghostly figure. It's easy to see why some would interpret this as paranormal activity, an unseen presence making noise and interacting with the environment. At the same time, the white figure is likely just a reflection on the glass, possibly from the surroundings or even the camera itself.
It could be.
As for the door, it could have been slightly open and pulled shut by air pressure or passing draft within the building.
Yeah, that is possible. because whenever we open the house up to get some fresh air in, every once in a while you'd hear a door slam. That's the air pressure. That's the air pressure pushing the doors shut. So yeah, that's probably exactly what it is. Yeah, it's probably nothing paranormal at all. It's probably nothing paranormal at all. Probably just something natural.
Even so, hearing unexplained voices, followed by a door closing on its own in a quiet hospital, is enough to make anyone uneasy. Because sometimes it's the build-up that makes the moment feel far more unsettling than it should.
Indeed.
A TikTok account known as The Hall Family 2018 posted a video in June of 2023 showing a moment captured by their home security camera late one night. At first, everything looks completely normal. The camera is pointed toward the backyard, showing a quiet garden with nothing unusual happening. But that calm doesn't last for long.
Really? Really? You've got to be kidding me, right? Oh, so Spooks. Come on, man. Really?
Right here, a strange, ghostly shape can be seen hovering above the garden.
Oh, yeah.
The figure appears light in color and almost mist-like as it lingers for a moment, before suddenly vanishing without a trace. To some, this looks like a spirit briefly revealing itself, something drifting through the yard before disappearing just as quickly as it arrived. It's also possible that the figure is something more ordinary, like mist or dust. But the timing of the event shown here is what makes this footage so mysterious. Either way, seeing something silently hover over your garden in the middle of the night is enough to make you start second guessing. Because when something appears and then vanishes without a trace, it leaves behind more questions than answers.
Oh, yeah. Leaves behind more questions than answers. More questions like how the freak did he engineer that on the computer? And how the heck did he think that was a passable ghost entity rendered in 3D CGI form? Because that's exactly what that is. It's CGI, you guys. It's CGI. That's not a real ghost. It's CGI. Oh, you can't fool me. You cannot fool this brain. Quoting Arctic Kicks, I might have been born at night, but I wasn't born last night. I wasn't born yesterday. Okay? I may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but I'm smart enough to look at this and go, that is CGI graphics. And very poorly done CGI graphics. Now, don't get me wrong. For what he probably had, for what this person probably had, they did a good job. That might get a rise and a few laughs out of the ones that you show this to. But that's all it is. It's not a ghost. And the fact that it passed through the cot and it moved the way it did, that's the wind. That's the wind. He was able to time it just right for this CGI entity to look like it passed through and looked like it moved the cot when it was actually the wind. It's CGI. It's fake. It's absolutely fake. And anybody with a good eye, and I have two pretty good ones at that, despite the fact that I'm wearing glasses, can see that. Oh, Sir Spooks. All right, moving on. It was good.
On August 14th, 2025, a YouTuber by the name of Space Rue uploaded a video showing himself outside in an undisclosed location somewhere in Russia. In the video, the man scans the sky, clearly focused on something that isn't immediately visible to the viewer. For the first part of the clip, it's unclear what exactly he's trying to capture, until suddenly it reveals itself.
What the? Well, that's odd. You can only see that through the lens.
Вот этот вот кусок пластмассы, знаете ли, сувенирчик. Полная хуйня, не работает, да? Говорите.
What?
Еще пока остались сувенирчики, кому надо.
You can only see it with the lens.
На почту.
Here comes another one. And there it goes.
Он чувствует, нахуй. Он чувствует.
A strange, spherical object appears, but only when viewed through what seems to be a special lens or glass. As he tracks it, the object suddenly flies off at high speed, almost as if it was never there to begin with. Then later in the video, it happens again. The same sphere can be seen moving rapidly across the sky, far faster than anything you'd expect from a conventional object. The fact that it's only visible through the lens is what makes this especially strange. It gives the impression that whatever this isn't meant to be seen with the naked eye. What makes this even more interesting is that sightings of metallic-looking spheres or orb-shaped objects have become increasingly common in recent years. Reports from both civilians and even military personnel describe similar objects, often smooth, reflective spheres with no visible propulsion, appearing all over the world. In fact, orb-shaped UAP are now considered one of the most frequently reported types of sightings, with thousands of cases logged in just the past few years.
Man, look at that thing.
Some official discussions have even acknowledged that these kinds of objects are being observed globally, yet still remain unexplained. That context makes footage like this feel a little harder to ignore. To some, this looks like a genuine UAP, something operating beyond normal visibility, only revealed through certain equipment. At the same time, it's possible that there's a more mundane explanation. Either way, watching something appear only through a specific lens, and then move at that kind of speed across the sky, is enough to leave you questioning what you just witnessed.
Yeah, it's enough to leave you questioning what you just witnessed, all right. But also think about this. You can only see it with the lens. And you don't see it until he puts the lens up to his eye. Otherwise, it's not there. There's probably a reason why they're not there. Unless you put the lens up to the eye. CGI. I mean, look how careful he's taken that video. Look at how carefully he's shooting that video. He or his son or his nephew or one of his friends probably went in later and I say, okay, hold up the lens, and then bango. The UAP appears. The UAPs appear when he puts the lens up. It's an old movie trick. It's an old movie trick, guys. It's an absolute hoax, just like the last one. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, there's plenty of evidence that these things are real. Even the governments from around the world, even the military, acknowledges that they've picked these things up. They're not sure what the hell they are, but this is fake. It's CGI. It's a movie trick that they've used before. If anything, you kidding? If William Castle were alive today, he would probably be laughing his head off, going, wow, and I thought I was the master of deception. These guys got me beat.
Reddit user Whole Negotiation 1843 posted a video to the True Cryptozoology subreddit not too long ago that's been causing quite a stir, and it's not hard to see why. The footage appears to have been filmed years ago on an old camcorder. In it, the person recording is walking through a forest in daylight, casually looking around, until they come across something deeply unsettling. As the cameraman zooms in, a tall, extremely lanky figure can be seen in the distance. It slowly moves closer, its posture appearing unnatural, almost off in a way that's hard to describe. The longer it stays in frame, the more uncomfortable it becomes. It doesn't move like you'd expect, and there's something about its presence that feels wrong. For those familiar with the cryptid lore, this immediately brings to mind the Wendigo, a creature often described as tall, thin, and associated with forests and isolation. At the same time, some believe there's a more grounded explanation. The figure could simply be a person, possibly someone behaving erratically, whose appearance and movements seem far more disturbing due to the distance, camera quality, and setting. Either way, whether you're looking at something rooted in folklore, or just a human acting unpredictably in the middle of the woods, it's an encounter that would be terrifying in either case, because when something starts moving toward you out there, you don't really get the luxury of knowing what it is.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it is actually a real Wendigo, that person has balls, man. They've got balls of steel. Those creatures are not, those creatures from Native American folklore are nothing to be messed with. They are very dangerous, extremely dangerous. And worst of all, if it's a crackhead or a drug addict, or if it's somebody strung out or high on something, it's a person. And people spell danger too. So either way, dude, you should run. You need to run. So it doesn't matter who it is or what it is, especially if it's a person, a drug addict, a meth head, someone high on something, someone just crazy. You need to get out of there.
I think it's safe to say most people would assume that retail stores are some of the safest places you can be when it comes to avoiding anything paranormal. However, this video posted to TikTok by user rtech18 seems to suggest otherwise. In the footage, we follow the uploader as he walks through the store, moving down different aisles while filming. He already seems a bit on edge, but at first it's not entirely clear why. That is, until this happens.
Right.
No.
Did you catch it? Right here, if you look closely, what appears to be a creepy face can be seen peeking out from behind the toilet paper rolls. Just barely visible, as if it's watching him from the shelf. And that's not all. A shopping cart nearby also appears to move on its own, slowly shifting without anyone touching it. The uploader then continues exploring the store, and things only get stranger.
Ya no sé si reírme de nervios, reírme por no llorar, ya no sé ni qué hacer. ¿Cómo vamos a catar la verga?
Out of nowhere, a ball suddenly begins rolling across the floor by itself, moving with no visible cause. Moments like this are often linked to poltergeist activity.
Yeah.
Small, deliberate movements meant to grab attention. At the same time, there's the chance that this was staged.
It
The
could
face could
be.
have been someone hiding behind the shelves, while the cart and ball may have been moved intentionally from out of frame. But once you start noticing everything happening back to back, it becomes harder to brush it off as coincidence.
Yeah, that's true. Because you never know.
The person who uploaded this video to YouTube claims that the original videographer was simply exploring an abandoned vigil, just wandering around out of curiosity without expecting to encounter anything unusual. They
Yeah,
would
what you
get
got?
Bathroom again. That's pretty cool, that is.
Ooh. Hello.
Almost immediately, within just a couple of seconds, a figure can be seen standing in a doorway. It's faint, but clear enough to make out what looks like a human shape, just standing there, watching. The figure, which many describe as a ghostly girl, seems to linger in the background, as if quietly observing everything from a distance. To
Yeah.
some, this looks like a classic apparition, a spirit tied to the location, revealing itself only briefly before
Maybe.
fading back into the darkness. Of course, there's also the chance this was staged. The figure could simply be
True.
the person positioned in the doorway, using lighting and distance to appear more ghost-like on camera.
Yeah.
Either way, spotting something standing silently in a doorway in a place like that, even for a second, is enough to completely change the atmosphere. And once you've seen it, every shadow in the building starts to feel a little less empty.
Yeah.
And that was 11 scary videos. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.
All right, there's the second one, guys. All right. Well, all right, that's the second one. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of content creators who want to be paranormal ghost hunters on, a lot of content creators, especially if they're just starting out, they like to do stuff like that. They'll go, oh, okay, let's make it a little spookier. I'll just have one of their friends, dress up like that, or dress up in some black clothing or shadowy light clothing or a white sheet or something like that, or make some strange noise or pull some strings and move stuff out of the way to make it look like there's something paranormal going on when in fact it's not. So yeah, that's unfortunately sometimes you got to deal with the good and the bad. All right. That's the second one. All right. All right, here's 13 scary videos that get worse. Oh boy. You guys ready? I know I am, so without further ado, away we go.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 13 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more scary content. Alright, with that said, let's begin. In September of 2015, a YouTuber known as X-Man Gage posted a video to his channel showing himself wandering through his house while clearly shaken by something that seems to be happening around him. Throughout the clip, X-Man Gage moves the camera nervously from room to room, audibly panting as he tries to figure out what exactly is going on inside the house. The tension builds quickly as the situation seems to spiral further out of control. Take a look.
What the
Whoa! Hello?
As he pans the camera around,
Hello?
lights can be seen flickering rapidly throughout the
Yeah.
room. On top of that, various objects appear to be shifting or moving on their own, adding to the chaos unfolding around him.
Now this can be done with like motors and pistons and actuators in your ceiling if you want to get that technical. But there have been cases of paranormal activity like this. And what the heck is that? The heck is that?
Then, just seconds before the video ends, something in the kitchen suddenly falls to the floor and shatters.
Yeah.
At that point, the uploader clearly has had enough.
Yeah, he's had enough. I'm going, nope, not me. He's going, nope, not me.
As the video cuts off. Some viewers believe the activity shown here resembles classic poltergeist behavior.
It might.
Flickering lights, objects moving, and sudden disturbances happening one after another. Of course, there's also the possibility that the entire scene was staged for the camera.
True.
Either way, running through your own house while things start moving and breaking around you would be enough to rattle just about anyone.
Pretty much, yeah. Now, there are those cases of actual poltergeist activity, and they're real.
On January 18th, 2026, a TikTok user known as Wanderlust Cass posted a video showing a strange moment captured by one of her security cameras outside at night. For the first few seconds, the footage looks completely normal, just a quiet view of her yard with nothing unusual happening. But in the blink of an eye, something very strange appears.
Ooh, hello.
Did you catch it?
Little shadow
Right
figure.
here, what looks like a human-shaped shadow suddenly moves across the annex of the house.
Yeah.
The unsettling part is that there doesn't appear to be anyone present who could actually be casting it.
No.
The shadow moves across the surface briefly before disappearing just as quickly as it appeared. To some viewers, the shape resembles a shadow figure passing through the yard. Something unseen by the camera itself, but somehow leaving a visible trace on the wall.
Yeah.
Another possibility is that the camera itself is responsible for the effect. Security cameras sometimes struggle with motion processing and compression, especially at night. In certain cases, a moving person can briefly be erased or blended into the background by the camera software, while the shadow they cast on a nearby surface remains visible. That can create the strange illusion of a shadow moving without anyone there. Whatever the explanation may be, seeing a human-like shadow glide across the wall with no visible person attached to it is enough to make anyone stop and replay the footage a few times.
Mm-hmm. Not true.
A YouTuber known as JJKicks651 posted a short video showing a strange moment he experienced while trying to sleep in his bedroom. According to the uploader, he suddenly woke up at around 1:01 in the morning after noticing something unusual happening across the room. A set of medals hanging on the wall appeared to be moving on their own. Curious and understandably a little concerned, he grabbed his phone to see if he could capture the movement on camera. For a few seconds, nothing happens, but then...
Okay guys, I just saw these medals. Look. Do you see that? Oh my gosh. What in the world? Oh.
Now this is odd.
Sure enough, several of the medals hanging on the wall begin moving by themselves. They sway noticeably, as if something had just brushed against them. While this is happening, a hat sitting on a nearby shelf suddenly falls off as well, seemingly on its own. And then, as if that wasn't unsettling enough, the closet door slowly swings open despite the fact that no one else should be in the room. The combination of multiple things happening within moments of each other is what makes the clip particularly eerie. Some viewers believe this could be a sign of paranormal activity, possibly a spirit interacting with objects inside the room.
It could be.
Of course, another possibility is that the clip was staged.
It could
With a bit
be.
of preparation, objects like medals could be set in motion from off camera.
Yeah.
Doors can be adjusted so they slowly swing open on their own. Whatever the case may be, waking up in the middle of the night to see objects moving across the room would be enough to make anyone uneasy.
I will say this, if he woke up in the middle of the night to this, for real, saw this stuff moving by itself, yeah, that's disturbing. That's something you want to see when you wake up in the middle of the night. Now, you wake up in the middle of the night from a dream, you want to just go back to that dream. Hopefully it's a good dream. You want to go back to sleep and get some rest. You don't want to be bothered by stuff like this.
Over on Reddit, a user known as Ecstatic Dingo 4128 posted a video to the UFOs subreddit. According to him, the footage was actually filmed by his girlfriend at her apartment in Chicago at around 11 a.m. In the video, she's looking out toward the lake, while a storm appears to be rolling through the area. The weather looks rough, with strong winds whipping snow through the air and clouds moving quickly across the sky. And right from the very start of the video, something unusual can already be seen.
Ah, one of the UAPs. The floating spheres.
A strange orb-like object is visible floating in the sky. What immediately stands out is how steady it appears despite the chaotic weather conditions. While snow is pushed around by the strong winds, this object drifts slowly through the air. According to the uploader, he initially assumed it might have been something ordinary like a bag or balloon. However, his girlfriend insisted that while she was watching it, the object actually appeared to be moving against the wind. She also described it as moving slowly in multiple directions, up, down, and horizontally, which made the sighting feel even stranger. Some viewers believe the spherical shape resembles what's often described as an orb-shaped UAP, a type of unidentified aerial phenomenon reported in various sightings around the world.
Now this is what I'm talking about. This is the type of stuff that the military says that they've picked up and all. Now, the other one I told you about, now that guy that one looked more like special effects. But this, I don't know. You can see it in the storm. I don't know. I'm stumped, guys. I really am.
Whatever it may have been, spotting a perfectly round object calmly drifting through stormy skies is enough to leave anyone scratching their head.
Oh yeah, and then
who witnessed
some.
it that day, the mystery still hasn't been solved.
Yeah, leave them scratching their heads and then some.
A TikTok user known as Pirate King 307 shared a strange piece of footage captured by his Ring doorbell camera, and according to him, the moment happened while he was nowhere near home. He explains that he was about 100 miles away when he suddenly received a notification that someone had triggered his doorbell camera. Curious, he opened the app to see what was going on outside his front door, and what he saw and heard completely shocked him.
We were over 100 miles away when we heard our Ring doorbell sound, and we were super shocked to listen to the sound. Just wait for it. Sounds like the door is opening, and then there's a voice.
Right near the doorbell camera, what appears to be a small creature can be seen clinging to the wall. It almost resembles a gecko, or possibly even a praying mantis, sitting very close to the lens. But what truly unsettled viewers isn't the creature itself, it's the voice that follows. A chilling voice can be heard nearby saying the words, "Help me."
Help me, yeah.
The uploader later explained that he bought the house from a couple who had been married for 76 years. According to the story, the husband tragically collapsed in the front yard one day while mowing the lawn and passed away on the way to the hospital. Because of that history, the uploader wonders if the voice might somehow be connected to the former homeowner. Perhaps a spirit trying to return to the house and find his wife. At the same time, the small creature near the camera could simply be an insect or a lizard that triggered the motion alert. As for the voice, it may have come from someone nearby or been picked up from a distance, with the doorbell microphone making it sound closer than it really was. Even so, hearing the words "help me" through a doorbell camera while you're 100 miles away from home would be enough to send a chill down just about anyone's spine.
Well, yeah. I'm wondering if it was in his house or if it was in his neighborhood. If somebody was in distress, if they were being kidnapped, or if they were being attacked, or if they had suffered an attack. That's scariest of all.
A man going by the username TGavin7 posted a video to his TikTok account showing a moment that he says completely caught him off guard while he was out driving one night. According to the uploader, he was cruising around a business park looking for good spots to take pictures of his car. Everything seemed perfectly normal as he drove along the quiet road, until something appeared that he definitely wasn't expecting.
What? I don't know. What the freak was that? Oh!
As TGavin continues driving,
What the?
a dark figure appears near the roadside. The figure, dressed completely in black, looks almost like a silhouette, nearly featureless, almost reminiscent of something like a Grim Reaper. What happens next is even more unsettling. The figure begins moving toward the car, seemingly chasing after it down the road for a brief moment. Despite the darkness, the uploader quickly notices the figure and immediately hits the gas, speeding away as fast as he can. As he drives off, he repeatedly asks out loud, "What was that?" Thankfully, he manages to get away before anything else happens. To some viewers, the completely black appearance of the figure and the sudden chase make the encounter feel almost otherworldly, as if the driver had crossed paths with something that didn't belong there.
Yeah.
The only grounded explanation would be that the entire scene was staged.
It
The
might
figure
be.
could have been a person dressed in dark clothing, positioned ahead of time, with the encounter planned in advance to create a convincing scare.
Yeah, but if that was supposed to be a prank, that was one sick prank. That was one disturbing prank. That was one disturbing. No, that's God sending the destroyer down to you, telling you, dude, slow the freak down. Slow your roll or lose control. And then I'll own your soul. And there'll be no parole. Yeah. I don't know. It might have been a prank. It might be staged. It might be a prank. Then again, it might just been old Death himself reminding him, old Death himself reminding you, hey, you're not invincible, buddy boy. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. I am watching you. Slow down. That's how you end your life real quick. I bet that's it.
But whatever the truth may be, seeing a pitch-black figure suddenly sprint toward your car on an empty road is enough to send anyone's heart racing.
Well, yeah.
It's the kind of moment that leaves you questioning what you just saw long after you've driven away.
Oh, man, I'd almost forgotten about this one. Oh, man.
Back in 1996, the quiet city of Virginia, Brazil, suddenly became the center of one of the most famous UFO stories in South America. On the afternoon of January 20th, 3 young women claimed they saw a strange creature. They described it as a small bipedal being with a large head, dark skin marked with vein-like spots, and 3 bumps on top of its head. Its eyes, they said, looked like 2 glowing red spheres, and the creature appeared weak, almost as if it were injured. Terrified, the women ran home and told their mother they had just seen what they believed was the devil. Soon after, rumors began spreading across the city. Some locals claimed that Brazilian authorities had captured mysterious creatures, while others reported unusual military activity in the area.
No, that's just a planetary traveler. His ship probably went haywire and crashed, and he's hurt. He's just looking for help.
Officials later stated that the sightings were likely a misunderstanding and that the military presence nearby was routine.
Sure it was.
This particular Reddit post, uploaded by a user known as AppropriateEye1227, claims to show alleged footage connected to the Virginia incident. Of course, it should definitely be taken with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
The clip is still quite intriguing.
Tá ali, olha o bicho, cara. Tá respirando, tá olhando pra cá. Ei, não filma isso. Calma, eu só...
Well, if he is real, is like, why are you filming me?
In the video, the cameraman can reportedly be heard saying, "He's right there. Look at the animal, man. He's breathing. He's looking this way." Moments later, someone believed to be a soldier says, "Hey, don't film that," before the cameraman responds, "Calm down. Cut." Some viewers believe the footage could show the very creature described in the original Virginia sightings. However, there's also a possibility the clip was created much more recently using AI video generation.
It might
or
be.
CGI, especially considering how convincing digital effects have become in recent years.
Exactly.
Either way, the Virginia case continues to fascinate people nearly 3 decades later, and footage like this only keeps the mystery alive.
True. Oh, man. He's probably if he is if it was real, he's probably going, "What am I doing here? Can I please have my ride? I just need to fix my ride. I just want to go home." You guys do whatever the heck you guys want to do. Just let me go home.
Reddit user Pella98TX posted a pair of videos to the Ghost subreddit showing something unsettling captured by a home security camera late at night. The footage was recorded inside a bedroom during what appears to be a completely ordinary night. At first glance, everything seems quiet and uneventful,
a little orb.
But if you pay close attention to the door, you might notice something strange.
Okay. What is that?
Right at the beginning of the video, near the bottom right corner of the door, a dark shape appears to move across the small gap beneath it.
What is
The
that?
shadow almost looks like a figure crouching or peering under the door, before quickly pulling away out of sight. It's subtle, but once you notice it, it's hard to unsee. The uploader later shared a second clip captured from the same camera. In this video, the same type of shadowy movement appears again near the bottom of the door, almost as if whatever is on the other side briefly approaches before retreating once more. According to the uploader, there are no pets and no children living in the house, leaving him with no clear explanation for what might have been moving outside the room that night.
Got you a duende.
Some viewers believe the shadow resembles a small entity or shadow figure cautiously observing the room before crawling away. Whatever the case may be, seeing a human-like shadow creep along the bottom of your bedroom door in the middle of the night would be enough to make anyone uneasy.
Yeah.
And if you noticed it happening more than once, sleep probably wouldn't come easy afterward.
Yeah. It's like it's shy and it knows that you're filming it.
Over on the interdimensional NHI subreddit, a user known as Coach Life shared a video that was reportedly filmed in Nevada, Granada, Spain. The footage appears to have been captured in the middle of the day and shows something unusual drifting across the sky. Whether it's truly something extraordinary or not is still up for debate, but the clip has certainly caught the attention of many viewers online. Take a look.
Oh!
Throughout the video, a strange object can be seen floating in broad daylight. Its shape appears somewhat unusual, and it moves steadily across the sky, while remaining clearly visible against the bright background.
Yeah.
Many people in the comment section were genuinely amazed by the footage, pointing out how clearly the object can be seen compared to many other UFO clips that tend to be blurry or filmed at night. Others, however, pointed out that without more context, it's difficult to say exactly what the object is. One possibility is that it could be something more conventional, perhaps a balloon or another airborne object whose shape appears unusual due to
I
distance
don't think
and
so.
perspective. Another detail people have been curious about is when the video was actually filmed. The uploader didn't specify the exact date, which has left some viewers wondering if the footage might be older rather than a recent sighting. Whatever the case may be, clips like this continue to spark curiosity whenever they appear online.
Or it could be
and
a
when
hoax.
something unusual shows up in the sky in the middle of the day, it's bound to get people talking.
That's a flying saucer. That's a flying saucer, ladies and gentlemen. But it could also be a hoax. It could also be CGI generated. You know, you can do the motion, you can do the blurring effects and all, make it look older and stuff like that. You know, and it's amazing what you can do with AI and CGI effects today. Then again, it might be real. It might be real. Might be some extraterrestrial tourists going for a joyride. You never know.
Reddit user subject bottle 8902 posted a video to the Ghost subreddit describing a strange experience he had while working at a local courthouse. According to the uploader, The courthouse has both a metal detector and a thermal camera positioned at the front entrance. About a week before recording the video, he says he noticed something unusual appearing on the thermal camera near the doorway. But when he checked the area in person, there was nothing there. Not long after that first incident, the same thing appeared again, and this time he managed to record it.
What in the world?
As you can see in the footage, the thermal camera seems to detect a human-shaped heat signature standing near the entrance.
And there's nothing there.
The shape appears to shift slightly, and at one point, the uploader even claims it looks as though the figure is waving. The strange part is that when he looked at the actual doorway, there was nobody physically standing there.
Yeah, there's somebody there.
According to the uploader, he initially tried to explain it away as a reflection or some kind of camera quirk. But the longer he watched the footage, the less convinced he became that it was something ordinary. What makes the story even stranger is what he says he learned afterward. When speaking with other people who work at the courthouse, some of them suggested the figure could be the spirit of a woman who had once been tried, convicted, and sentenced to death in that very courthouse. Whether that story holds any truth is impossible to say. What we're left with is a thermal camera detecting something that doesn't appear to physically be there. And when technology designed to pick up heat signatures shows a human-like figure where no one is standing, it's bound to raise a few questions.
Yeah, that was creepy. Now he caught down an infrared. He had his forward-looking infrared camera, and he caught something waving to him. But yeah, he lowers the camera. There's nothing there. That's the creepy. That's what I think's creepy. You know, I mean, it's fascinating too, but it's creepy as well. Oh man.
TikTok user Callie Lau posted a piece of footage to their account showing a strange moment captured by a Ring doorbell camera late one night. According to the uploader, their friend's family was preparing to leave for a trip. At one point, the daughter realized she had forgotten something inside the house and ran back in while the rest of the family waited in the car. At the time, nothing seemed unusual. But when they later reviewed the Ring camera footage, they noticed something that immediately caught their attention.
Oh, what is that?
Did you catch it?
Yeah.
Right after the girl runs back inside the house, a strange figure can briefly be seen moving across the property. The shape appears pale and almost ghost-like as it passes through the frame. What's even more unsettling is that the figure seems to follow the girl toward the house, before eventually stopping and standing still, almost as if it's staring directly at the home. It only appears for a few seconds before the clip ends, but once you notice it, it's hard to ignore.
It is.
Some viewers believe the clip may show a genuine apparition wandering near the property, possibly drawn toward the house, or even following the girl inside. Another explanation is that the figure could simply be another person nearby who appears ghostly because of how the doorbell camera processes movement at night. Either way, going back through your security footage and spotting what appears to be someone silently following a person toward your house would be enough to unsettle anyone.
Yeah, that in
It's the
itself
kind of
is
moment
creepy.
that makes you watch the clip again, just to make sure you really saw what you think you saw.
Yeah. That in itself is creepy. Very creepy.
In October of 2021, a YouTuber known as It's Raining Babies uploaded video describing some strange experiences that took place where he works, a place called Wolfden Brewing. an old building that many people claim is haunted. The uploader explains that he's normally very skeptical about paranormal stories. However, while working there, a few things happen that he says he can't easily explain. One day, while talking with a woman about the building's rumored hauntings, something strange occurred. Afterward, he told his boss to check the security cameras. This is what they found.
Now, you could see to the right of the door, there's kind of like a movement right there, and then it proceeds to go like up the stairs. But it could be someone, just walking on the outside on our front porch right there, which is logically what it is. But it almost seems that the camera's kind of bending, and it bends the staircase a little bit. And then right after it goes to the top of the stairs, the hat seems to jump up before it falls off onto the ground and kind of rolls around. It's very weird. It's something I can't explain.
Out of nowhere, a hat hanging on a rack suddenly falls to the floor on its own. But that's not the only odd detail. If you look closely toward the staircase in the background, it almost appears as though a faint figure is moving up the stairs.
Yeah.
The situation became even stranger the following day. According to the uploader, the same woman returned to the brewery wearing the exact same clothes. This time she was acting very oddly, standing in a corner staring at the wall for several minutes before wandering around the building. At one point, she startled a customer near the bathroom and began speaking strangely, even accusing them of eating dog food before claiming she eats it all the time.
Oh, what?
She later asked the bartender for a beer the brewery hadn't sold in 2 years, then abruptly decided to leave. Before walking away, she reportedly paused outside the door and stared back into the building.
Yeah, you see how wacky this is? Like, what is she doing? She seems to be walking weird, and then she's like peeping back in. Like, how long was she out on the porch just like staring in after the video cuts off? It's wild. It was a bizarre thing. I don't know what's up with that lady, but more importantly, I don't know what's up with that hat. That's the most evidence I've seen of something.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw it with my own eyes. It was right in front of me as I'm talking to this woman.
Some viewers believe the falling hat and the shadowy movement on the stairs could point to the paranormal activity inside the old building.
Maybe.
Another possibility is that the hat simply slipped off the hanger, while the shape near the staircase may just be lighting or camera compression playing tricks on the eye. The woman's unusual behavior may have been completely unrelated to the footage. Whatever the explanation may be, the combination of the strange camera footage and the unsettling encounter with that visitor certainly adds another layer to the brewery's mysterious reputation.
Guys, I think you just had an encounter with a weirdo.
Instagram user Equilibrium Body
definitely encounter with some paranormal activity, probably, but you definitely encountered a weirdo.
Instagram user Equilibrium Body and Mind posted a video to her account in May of 2025 describing what she calls one of the most terrifying experiences of her life. According to her, the incident happened a couple of months earlier when she arrived home at around 10 p.m. one night. Everything seemed perfectly normal as she approached her home, until something unexpected happened.
Hello? Oh, yes, of course, look at that. Huh? Oh. Oh, God.
As you just heard, a strange voice suddenly says the word hello. The voice sounds close by, yet the woman immediately looks around in confusion.
Oh man, scared the mess out of that poor lady. Oh my gosh.
After briefly searching the area, she eventually heads inside.
There's no one there.
Still unsure of where the voice came from. Some viewers believe the clip may have captured a genuine paranormal voice, sometimes referred to as an EVP, or electronic voice phenomenon, when unseen entities briefly picked up on a recording device. Others have suggested that the voice may have come from someone nearby, such as a neighbor or a person just outside the camera's view, whose voice carried through the area. Either way, hearing a disembodied hello when you're standing alone outside your home late at night would be enough to make anyone uneasy. And
or here's something even creepier. Someone might have hacked into your Ring doorbell camera, and they might be watching you, and just to get some kicks by scaring you, they said hello to you. That's even creepier.
for the woman who experienced it, it's a moment she likely won't forget anytime soon.
No, probably not.
And that was 13 scary videos. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content.
Wow.
My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next
Man,
video.
I forgot about some of these guys. Unbelievable. Oh, man. All right. There's that. Now let's look and see what we have here. What else we got here? Okay. I've got 2 more left. Let me check something real quick, guys. Yeah, what you got? What you guys thinking so far, man? That one. Oh my gosh, that one that they did. Oh man, that one where that one guy's testing his car out, and he saw that black apparition. Might be the Grim Reaper. That was creepy, man. Oh man, that was creepy. Okay, well, we got a few. Let's see. I don't know. Well, let's see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I was not supposed to watch alone. Okay. All right. Not supposed to watch alone. All right. Let's do. Okay. All right. Let's do 11 scary videos that will stay with you. All right. You guys ready? I am. I know I am. So let's go.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 11 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more scary content. Alright, with that said, let's begin. The first video we'll be taking a look at comes to us from a TikTok account called Jensen's Journey, and shows home security camera footage of a young boy walking around his house, seemingly late at night or early in the morning. So far, nothing seems too unusual, but it's right here where things take a seriously strange turn. Watch closely.
Hello. And what the heck is that? Ooh, hello.
Right around this moment, some toys on the ground appear to move on their own. They shift position without the boy clearly touching them. And unlike something out of Toy Story, where the toys only move when no one's around, these objects seem to slide while the child is standing right there, almost as if something unseen is deliberately trying to get his attention. At one point, the boy's mother turns and appears to notice the movement as well. Strangely, she doesn't react in an overly dramatic way. That alone has left some viewers wondering, has something like this happened before?
Maybe.
Those who
They may be
believe in the
used to
paranormal
it.
suggest this could be a spirit interacting with the environment.
They may be used to
possibly
it.
making its presence known through small but noticeable movements. The only grounded explanation, however, is that the entire clip could be a hoax.
It
The
could
movement may
be.
have been staged intentionally, either through subtle manipulation, off camera, or simple editing. With the security footage and a bit of planning, it wouldn't be difficult to create something that looks convincing at first glance. Still, whether it's cleverly set up or something far harder to explain, seeing toys shift across the floor in a quiet house is enough to leave anyone feeling uneasy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, they seem to be used to it. Oh man.
Over on TikTok, a woman named Anna Labwood frequently posts videos of herself playing beautiful songs on the organ. Her page is usually very normal and genuinely entertaining, with nothing remotely creepy about it. That is, except for one video. On January 26, 2026, Anna uploaded something very different from her usual content. In it, she's inside a cathedral in Norway at around 2:30 in the morning, when something deeply unsettling begins to happen.
Guys, I love you all. Please don't do this in the middle of the night. It's really scary.
Oh my! So people often ask if I ever get scared practicing in cathedrals at night. Not often, but when this happens at 2:30 in the morning in Norway, it's scary. I bet it is. Oh man, look at that place. It is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
It's 2:30 in the morning and someone's trying to get in. That is. I know they can't get in, but it is still scary.
Throughout the video, someone can be heard loudly pounding on the cathedral doors, seemingly trying to get inside. The echo of the banging carries through the empty space as Anna remains completely still, shaking, just waiting and hoping the noise will stop. According to Anna, she heard the pounding 4 separate times before it eventually stopped. Whoever was outside must have given up and left, but it still raises an uncomfortable question. Why were they trying so persistently to get in at that hour?
Yeah.
Some viewers believe the situation feels almost ominous, as if something or someone was deliberately targeting the isolated cathedral in the middle of the night.
Might be.
Another theory is that it may have simply been a person who didn't realize the cathedral was closed, or someone attempting to get attention without understanding how frightening it would sound from inside. Either way, hearing repeated pounding on the doors of a vast, dark cathedral at 2:30 in the morning would rattle just about anyone.
Yeah.
Even if there's a simple explanation, it's the setting, the isolation, the echoes, the hour that makes this moment linger long after the noise fades.
Yeah, that was unsettling.
On May 21st, 2019, a YouTube channel known simply as Enki uploaded a video showing a security guard encountering something that likely stayed with him long after his shift ended. The guard is
Enki,
walking
lizard
through the
man.
Weymouth public house in the UK, carrying out a routine security check. Everything seems perfectly normal as he moves through the quiet halls. But when he makes his way down into the cellar, that's when things take a sudden turn.
Oh, this is like a cellar or something.
Hell.
Jesus Christ.
Don't think he has anything to do with it.
Okay, let's get out of here.
The guard pauses and slowly scans the room with his flashlight. For a few seconds, nothing happens. Then, without warning, a large wooden plank that had been leaning against the wall suddenly falls violently to the floor, seemingly all on its own. The sound echoes through the cellar, and the guard immediately reacts, clearly shaken. Not long after, he decides to leave the area. There don't appear to be any open windows nearby, and at least at first glance, there's no obvious sign of strings or visible trickery. To some viewers, it looks as though something unseen deliberately pushed the plank over, almost as if a spirit was trying to make its presence known. It's also possible that the plank simply wasn't stable to begin with.
Might
Old
be.
buildings settle over time, and subtle vibrations, whether from footsteps, shifting foundations, or even temperature changes, can cause loosely balanced objects to tip without much warning. Even so, the timing is what makes it so unsettling. The guard steps
that's
into
the
the
end,
room,
the timing.
pauses, and then it falls.
Now look at that. Bang.
Whether it was simple physics catching up at the worst possible moment, or something unseen reacting to his presence, it's a moment that would rattle just about anyone working alone in a dark cellar. Over on the UFOB subreddit, a video was shared, which was originally posted in a local community Facebook group. According to the post, the footage was filmed at around 9:15 p.m. somewhere in New Zealand. The person recording was simply trying to capture a thunder and lightning storm in the distance. Instead, they may have filmed something far more unusual.
The catch. Oh, we got a UFO here.
Holy crap, come look at this! Honest to God! Holy!
About halfway into the video, a bright white light appears on the left-hand side of the sky and begins moving steadily across the frame. Then, between the 41-second and 1-minute mark, the object appears to stop mid-air briefly, hovering in place, before continuing on.
Yeah.
What stands out immediately is how intense
Look
the
at
glow
that.
is. The object doesn't resemble
Wow,
a
look at that thing
conventional
go.
aircraft. There are no visible blinking navigation lights,
No, there's
red or
not.
green indicators, and no clear body shape. Just a strong, solid white glow moving through the night sky. The sudden pause only adds to the mystery. To some viewers, the way it seems to suspend itself before moving again makes it feel less like a plane and more like something deliberately controlled, or something not operating under normal flight behavior at all. At the same time, it's possible that distance and zoom are distorting what's actually being seen. A drone, helicopter, or even a plane facing toward the camera could appear as a concentrated white light. Whether it's an unusual but explainable aircraft, or something far less ordinary, the combination of the intense glow and that brief mid-air pause is what keeps this clip firmly in the unexplained category.
That is weird. I mean, it's not a comet, that's for sure, and it's not a shooting star or a meteor, because if it was, it wouldn't just be hovering in midair like that and then just zoom off. Oh my gosh. And it might not even be real. Who knows? It might not even be real.
On June 28, 2017, a group of friends uploaded a video to YouTube showing themselves simply having a good time, goofing around, singing, and hanging out together inside a house. For the first minute or so, everything feels lighthearted and completely normal, but then the mood shifts.
May pintu, may pagi. May pagi, may pintu, may kita tengok, may kita tengok. Buka api.
As one of the guys stands directly in front of the camera continuing to sing, a sudden loud knocking sound echoes from somewhere in the distance. It's sharp enough to immediately startle everyone in the room. The singing stops, and the energy changes almost instantly. Curious and clearly a bit uneasy, the group decides to search the house to figure out where the noise came from. For the next few minutes, they wander from room to room, checking corners and dark spaces. And then they find something.
Ya. Đậu gáo đâu? Đậu xin lạ đi à? Allah! Bodoh!
Whoa!
Standing in the corner, partially concealed by shadows, appears to be a tall, pale figure. It looks almost like a human shape, wrapped tightly in white fabric, motionless and watching. The moment the group notices, they begin yelling and quickly retreat, clearly panicked before the video cuts off. The uploader later claimed he believes the figure is a pokah, a ghost from Indonesian folklore, said to resemble a dead body wrapped in a burial shroud. Given the figure's appearance, the comparison certainly seems intentional. Those who believe say the resemblance is too close to ignore, especially the rigid posture and shroud-like outline. Of course, there's also the possibility this was staged. The figure could easily be someone standing still in a costume, strategically placed in a dark corner to heighten the shock factor. With careful lighting and timing, it wouldn't be difficult to create a convincing reveal. Either way, the combination of the unexplained knocking and this silent figure waiting in the shadows makes for a deeply unsettling moment. Whether folklore come to life or a well-planned scare, it's the kind of image that lingers long after the video ends. A man named Nick Cimino posted a video to his TikTok account in September of 2019 showing what he claims is genuine paranormal activity taking place at his job late at night. Nick begins by explaining that he was just about to leave the store to head home when the lights suddenly started flickering. He mentions this wasn't the first time it had happened either. Already uneasy, he and a female co-worker realize her keys are in the back of the shop, meaning she can't leave without them. As they head toward the back to retrieve the keys, things escalate.
We need to go get my keys.
And the light turned on.
I don't want to go.
Okay, well, I'm gonna literally record this whole thing just so you guys can see what happened. I'm literally so scared. Okay, something.
What in the world?
The bathroom light's on too.
What's this like? Bro, why are my keys on the floor? They were not there. Like, my dad put them on the desk. Like, oh my god. What the hell?
This is literally insane.
At around the 25-second mark, a piece of plastic suddenly falls to the floor on its own, startling both of them. Then, moments later, the woman enters a room and discovers her keys lying on the floor. She's visibly shocked, insisting she left them on the desk and not near the edge where they could have slipped off. The tension rises as they sit in the room watching the security cameras, trying to make sense of what's happening. Eventually, they decide to move around the store again, and that's when things get even more intense.
We're 15 minutes past our shift because of this shit.
We closed at 10, so we need to It's so dark because all the light switches are over here.
Stop it! Stop it! Go! Go! Go!
Okay, this is what I mean. This room is over.
God.
This is.
Oh my god.
This is what we're dealing with.
Oh my god, yeah, what the. Bro, Nick, did you do this on purpose?
I.
No, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, Nick.
Stop! You're literally. Are you?
No, wait, no. No.
No. We literally looked away for like 2 seconds.
In part 2, around the 20-second mark, something suddenly flies directly in front of Nick's face, as if it had been thrown. Just seconds later, multiple lamps inside the shop begin swinging back and forth on their own. The sequence of events, objects falling, keys relocating, something being hurled, and the lamp swaying, leads some viewers to believe this could be a clear case of poltergeist-like activity, with unseen forces manipulating the environment. At the same time, there is always the possibility that this was staged for social media. Regardless of the explanation, experiencing something like this firsthand in a quiet store after closing time would be deeply unsettling. Whether it was paranormal or carefully crafted setup, it's the kind of night shift that would make anyone think twice before turning off the lights and locking up alone. This next clip comes to us from the popular Alien subreddit and was posted by a user known as Mr. Dylan369. The footage was reportedly filmed somewhere in Scotland, although the exact location hasn't been confirmed. Throughout the video, we see what appears to be a massive object hovering and moving slowly through the sky, something that certainly resembles a UAP.
Yes, it does. Well, let's go back and sorry about that. Let's look at this again. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to nod off like that.
This could have slipped off in mark. A piece of plastic.
It's on too.
Man named.
Okay. What was this?
That lingers long after the video ends.
Oh yeah, the Pokong. That was creepy in itself.
A man named Nick Cimino posted a video to his TikTok account in September of 2019 showing what he claims is genuine paranormal activity taking place at his job late at night. Nick begins by explaining that he was just about to leave the store to head home when the lights suddenly started flickering. He mentions this wasn't the first time it had happened either.
Oh, this!
A female co-worker realized her keys are in the back of the shop, meaning
we've seen this before, you guys. We've seen this. It's been a while since we've seen this, but we've seen this one.
She can't leave without them. As they head toward the back to retrieve the keys, things escalate.
We need to go get my keys.
And the light turned on.
Ooh.
I don't want to go.
It's almost an invitation.
Well, I'm gonna literally record this whole thing just so you guys can see.
Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to nod off like that.
Okay.
Oh, that's rather violent. That's a rather.
The bathroom light's on too.
What's this like? Bro, why are my keys on the floor? They were not there. Like, I dead ass put them on the desk. Like, oh my god.
This is literally insane.
At around the 25-second mark, a piece of plastic suddenly falls to the floor on its own, startling both of them. Then, moments later, the woman enters a room and discovers her keys lying on the floor. She's visibly shocked, insisting she left them on the desk and not near the edge where they could have slipped off. The tension rises as they sit in the room watching the security cameras, trying to make sense of what's happening. Eventually, they decide to move around the store again, and that's when things get even more intense.
We're 15 minutes past
don't provoke it, you guys.
So we need to like, it's so dark because all the light switches are over here.
Stop it! Stop it! Go! Go! Go!
Okay. This
Where
is
you
what I mean.
Chris stuff having on this and most
This room is over.
This is us nervous laughing, not actual ha love. This
This
funny.
is what we're dealing
Yeah, nervous. Well, we know the difference.
Bro, Nick, you can do this on purpose.
I-
No, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, Nick.
No, he did not do this on purpose, my dear.
No, wait, no.
No.
I'm missing this is happening.
We literally looked away for like 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah, I think you got a ghost, my
In
friend.
part 2, around the 20-second mark, something suddenly flies directly in front of Nick's face, as if it had been thrown. Just seconds later, multiple lamps inside the shop begin swinging back and forth on their own.
Yeah.
The sequence of events, objects falling, keys relocating, something being hurled, and the lamp swaying, leads some viewers to believe this could be a clear case of poltergeist-like activity.
Might be.
With
Might
unseen
be.
forces manipulating the environment. At the same
It could
time,
be.
there is always the possibility that this was staged for social media.
Well, if it was staged for
Regardless of
social media, this is one hell of a
experiencing something like this
stage.
firsthand in a quiet
If you
store
got the
after
money to
closing
stage
time
stuff like
would be
this,
deeply
you're
unsettling.
doing pretty darn good.
Whether it was paranormal or carefully crafted setup, it's the kind of night shift that would make anyone think twice before turning off the lights and locking up alone.
Yeah. You know, if that is staged, that's one hell of a stage. If you, like I said, if you've got the money to get stuff like that to stage paranormal activity in the diner where you work, you're doing pretty darn good. Plus, you better have your boss's permission too.
This next clip comes to us from the popular Alien subreddit, was
Okay.
posted by a user known as Mr.
Yeah.
Dylan369.
This is
The
where I
footage was
woke up.
reportedly
Sorry about that,
filmed somewhere in
guys.
Scotland, although the exact location hasn't been confirmed. Throughout the video, we see what appears to be a massive object hovering and moving slowly through the sky, something that certainly resembles a UAP.
How about a UFO? Screw UAPs. Let's just call them let's just go back to calling them what they're supposed to be called: unidentified flying objects or unidentified floating objects. Definitely unidentified flying objects. UFOs. That's exactly what they are. And that's exactly what they should be. That's Gorton Klaatu taking a joyride across the canyon, across the mountain ranges. Wow. Well, that thing's moving fast.
The object drifts steadily overhead for roughly a full minute. It doesn't appear to behave like a typical plane, and its
No.
size, at least from the perspective of the video, makes it look unusually large. There are no obvious flashing navigation lights, and its shape seems somewhat indistinct, which only adds to the mystery. By the time the clip ends, viewers are left wondering whether they have just seen authentic proof of something not from this world.
They may have.
Many people in the comments expressed genuine amazement, with some saying it's difficult to remain skeptical after watching it. Others are eager to find out the precise location in Scotland where it was filmed, hoping that more context might bring clarity. Of course, there's also the possibility that what we're seeing is a more conventional object viewed from an unusual angle. Without
Maybe.
additional footage or confirmation of the location, it's hard to draw firm conclusions.
It is.
For now, it remains another unexplained sighting in the sky, and like so many videos before it, it leaves us watching and wondering.
I don't know. This one in particular, it looks too real to be fake. And that's just me.
A TikTok user known as United Warhouse claims the footage we're about to see was filmed around 4 years ago. According to him, the person who recorded it is a complete skeptic when it comes to anything paranormal. The
Okay.
homeowner had been hearing strange noises coming from his basement, but couldn't figure out what was causing them. At first, he assumed it was something ordinary, maybe a raccoon or some other animal moving around in the dark. Eventually, he decided to set up a video camera in the basement to capture whatever was making the sounds. At around the 55-second mark, a box suddenly falls to the floor. On its own, that might not seem too alarming, but it doesn't stop there.
It looked like there's a little tension going on. That box, look at that. You see that? How it's tilting? It just snapped into place like that. Watch, it gets worse. That box is shaped like a diamond now. It is on the corner of the box, holding itself.
Ooh.
You tell me how a box moves like that. It's impossible to make a box move like that. That's bananas. Let's run it back one more time and watch the stuff on the table now. Okay? Watch.
Well, unless you've got strings attached to it, which from what I gather from how you're trying to explain things, I don't think you do. It doesn't look like there's anybody in the background pulling at it with strings or operating it with strings. So yeah, this might be a real paranormal activity here.
Watch all this stuff on the table.
Oh.
How many items just moved at once?
Whoa.
1, 2, 3, like 4 items on the table moves at once. Do they all go in on itself? Bro, they all kind of went in on itself.
Yeah.
Not long after, another box tips over by itself. Then, between the 140 and 150 mark, multiple items sitting on a table begin moving at the same time.
What is this?
They don't just slide slightly, they shift together in a way that feels coordinated. There's a brief pause, and then...
So when he came downstairs to touch the camera, now what you guys want to do is look at the table again. Did you see that?
Ooh.
Everything flew off the table. It happened so fast, but you can see it. You can see, like, this is obviously
yeah.
Not there no more. It is not there no more.
All of the objects on the table are suddenly thrown down to the floor in one chaotic motion. The escalation is what makes this clip so unsettling. A single box falling could be written off. Even two might be coincidence. But when multiple objects begin moving simultaneously, and then everything is forcefully knocked down, it starts to resemble classic reports of poltergeist activity.
Yeah, exactly.
Skeptics, however, would argue that if this wasn't caused by an animal, it could have been staged.
It could have been staged.
Whatever the explanation may be, one thing feels certain. If you were standing in that basement when all those objects came crashing down at once, raccoon or not, you probably wouldn't be sticking around to investigate further.
No, I'd be going, nope, not me. No, I'd be getting out of there.
A TikTok user known as Danny Osnaya posted a video showing himself working an evening shift at his local gym. You'd think a place as normal and laid back as a gym would be completely safe from anything creepy, but that may not be the case here.
Porque esto pasa, ¿viste? O sea, mira, vamos a pensar. Son 10:35. Ahorita ya no debe de haber nadie. No voy a poner ni pausa ni nada. Ajá. Tú lo escuchaste. Yo lo escuché. Tú lo... O sea, veamos. Esa fue una, ¿no?
At around the 15-second mark, a sound can be heard that resembles someone running up a staircase. It's quick and distinct, echoing through the otherwise quiet building. Then, about 15 seconds later, another unsettling noise rings out, this time metallic, seemingly coming from a nearby door. After hearing both sounds, the uploader cautiously makes his way further up the stairs to investigate, and that's when things get even stranger.
What's going on?
No estoy loco.
Oh, the punching bags are swinging by themselves.
Está cerrado.
Now the doors are locked.
Está cerrado. Digo, si lo fuerzo no quiero romperlo, pero... No, vamos.
He approaches a locked room and peers through the window. Inside, 3 punching pads can be seen moving back and forth as if someone invisible is striking them. There's no one inside the room, at least no one visible, yet the pads sway with noticeable force. To some viewers, this feels like classic poltergeist activity. The running footsteps, the metallic door sound, and then the punching pads moving in an empty locked room all build towards something that seems deliberately unseen. At the same time, there are other possibilities to consider. Air circulation systems in large gyms can create strong drafts, especially in enclosed rooms. Vibrations from nearby equipment or unevenly hung pads might also cause movement that looks more deliberate than it actually is on camera. Whatever's happening, watching gym equipment swing in a locked room after hearing footsteps echo through the building is enough to make anyone uneasy. Whether it's something supernatural or something far more ordinary, this is one late night shift that likely won't be forgotten anytime soon.
No, it probably won't. That's creepy.
A man named Daryl Saunders posted video to his Facebook account hoping someone online could help him figure out what exactly happened on this particular day. The footage comes from a home security camera. In the middle of the day, Daryl can be seen sitting at his computer, casually working, nothing out the ordinary. The room is quiet and everything appears completely normal. Then, suddenly, something startles him. Daryl explains that he heard the flaps in the doorway move, which caused him to quickly turn his head toward the sound. And if you look carefully at this moment, a faint, transparent figure appears to move through the background. It's subtle, almost blending into the surroundings, but distinct enough to resemble a human-like shape passing by. When Daryl later reviewed the footage and noticed the figure, he says it genuinely shook him, and it's not hard to understand why. Seeing something translucent drift through your workspace in broad daylight isn't exactly comforting. Some viewers believe this could be a genuine apparition, a spirit passing through briefly, caught only because the camera happened to be recording at the right moment. Others suggest it may be a trick of lighting or compression from the security camera. Whatever the truth may be, it's the combination of the noise, Daryl's immediate reaction, and that faint shape in the background that makes this clip unsettling.
Yeah,
it's the kind of thing that would make anyone glance over their shoulder the next time they hear something move behind them.
Yeah, it's like, what the heck? The heck was that? Oh, man. Yeah.
On TikTok, a user known as Perry64 posted a series of videos that are almost guaranteed to make you lose a bit of sleep tonight. What starts off as a normal security camera
let's go.
quickly turns into something far more disturbing.
Alright. What do we got here? Zoom in more if you can. This is when it fully opened.
In the first clip, we see the home's front door suddenly swing open on its own, immediately triggering the house alarm. There's no sound in this particular angle, but the alarm can be heard clearly in the next part. The door doesn't appear to hesitate, it just opens. In part 2, we witness the same event from the perspective of the 2 girls inside the house at the time.
Oh, like your guitars, girls. Oh, those are nice guitars. See some Telecasters, some Stratocasters, some Les Pauls.
As the alarm blares, panic quickly sets in. Then around the 15-second mark, the bedroom door can be heard opening by itself. That's when the situation escalates. Convinced someone has broken in, the girls decide their only option is to escape, and they jump out of the window. In the chaos, the uploader forgets her phone and eventually makes the risky decision to go back inside to retrieve it. Then comes part 3.
Okay. What is going on here? Whoa, what was that? And what the heck was that? The hell was that? Well, whatever it is, it's in the house now.
Inside the house, security footage captures something even more unsettling. At around the 38-second mark, and again at 1:20, a small, dark figure can be seen running quickly across the floor. It's low to the ground, shadow-like, and gone almost as fast as it appears. The girls later posted follow-up videos explaining what was going through their minds. One of them said she heard knocking coming from different parts of the walls while the alarms were going off. At that moment, they were convinced someone had broken into the house, which is why they reacted so quickly. They also insist the front door had definitely been shut. The house is brand new, they say, and the locks and latches aren't old or rusted. That's part of what makes it so unsettling to them. There shouldn't be any structural issues or obvious mechanical failures. Some viewers believe the dark figure resembles a classic shadow person, an entity often described as starting low across rooms and appearing only briefly on camera. At the same time, there's the possibility that the entire sequence was staged.
It could have been.
Multiple camera angles, triggering alarms, and creating quick shadow movements could be done with planning and careful setup. Whatever the truth may be, the combination of a door opening on its own, alarms blaring, and a dark shape sprinting across the floor is enough to make anyone's heart race. If you're in their position, alone in a house when everything starts moving, chances are you'd be heading for the nearest exit too.
Yeah, it is.
And that was 11 scary videos. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Man, that last one, oh man. I really hope and pray that was just staged. Just for content. I really do, because if it wasn't, those girls need professional paranormal help. And they need it fast. Oh, that's if it's not staged, that is very unsettling. It's very creepy. Oh man. All right. All right, there's that one.
Not fill it up.
No. Don't want to rat to Arctics. All right. Okay, this one starts the one I've already finished. Okay. All right, 4 more. And we may not do all 4 of them. I might do the other 3 later. I don't know. We'll see. I might do these 3 tomorrow with like some nukes and maybe a few other paranormal videos. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay. Definitely do this one. 7 scary videos that will test you. All right, you guys ready? I know I am. So without further ado, away we go. Away we go.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 7 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more scary content. Alright, with that said, let's begin. The True Cryptozoology subreddit is a popular community on Reddit that focuses on the strange and mysterious side of life, especially for those who believe in bizarre and unexplained creatures. This particular post was uploaded by a user known as Whole Negotiation 1843, and it shows a fisherman calmly enjoying a stay out on a river somewhere in Thailand, when things suddenly take a very unsettling turn.
Well, keep the... Well, keep this camera steady, man. What you going in after it for? It's coming after you.
Some kind of strange creature slowly moving through the water as the cameraman films. It's clearly not an alligator or anything like that. Whatever this thing is, it doesn't look normal. Its body appears swollen, almost pale, and along its side you can make out what look like ridges or even exposed bones. The head area is what really stands out. It seems to have long, pointed teeth, and a lot of them. It honestly resembles something straight out of a video game, almost like the Gulper from Fallout. What makes this clip especially eerie though is the way it moves. It doesn't just float lifelessly, instead it appears to drift with intention, gliding across the surface in a way that makes it feel alive. Some viewers believe this could be an undiscovered species lurking in Thailand's rivers. The shape of the mouth and the strange texture of its body certainly don't help calm those fears. However,
that's a lot of teeth.
May be a more grounded explanation. The swollen appearance and what look like exposed ribs could point toward a bloated animal carcass, possibly livestock, carried by the current. Decomposition can cause bodies to swell and distort in unsettling ways, and subtle shifts in the current can sometimes create the illusion of purposeful movement. Still, even with that explanation in mind, there's something deeply unsettling about watching it glide across the river's surface. Whether it's a trick of nature or something far rarer, it's the kind of sight that would stop anyone in their tracks. This next video will be taking a look at dates all the way back to August of 2007 and was uploaded to a YouTube channel belonging to a man named Guy Terry, whose last upload was over a decade ago. The video shows 3 friends standing together in a room holding heart-shaped balloons while singing what sounds very much like the Happy Birthday song, only in German. They're smiling and clearly enjoying the moment, focused entirely on whoever they're celebrating. But those smiles don't last much longer.
Zum Geburtstag viel Glück, zum Geburtstag alles Gute, zum Geburtstag viel Glück. Alles Liebe zum Geburtstag, Mama.
At around the 20-second mark, a white figure can be seen reflected in the mirror behind them. It appears suddenly, standing out against the darker background of the room.
The
then, almost immediately, after it becomes noticeable, the mirror falls to the ground with no clear warning. It's the timing that makes this clip so unsettling. The pale shape shows up, and seconds later, the mirror crashes to the floor. To some viewers, it feels almost reactive, as if whatever appeared in the reflection didn't want to be seen. A more skeptical take, however, is that the entire moment could have been staged.
It might have been,
but
but
may have been someone positioned carefully out of frame, or even a simple editing trick. and the mirror itself could have been loosened intentionally to fall at just the right time, creating a dramatic payoff. Still, whether it was an elaborate hoax or something far stranger, the sequence plays out in a way that's hard to ignore.
I think it's a hoax.
It's quick, unexpected, and leaves you with that uneasy
Too much
feeling
coincidence.
long after the glass hits the floor. Over on Reddit, a user known as Pokezilla King posted a video that appears to show something very unusual happening on the surface of the moon. The crater in question is Copernicus, a massive impact crater located in the eastern region of Oceanus Procellarum. Named after the astronomer Nicolaus Copernicus, it spans roughly 93 kilometers in diameter and is known for its bright ray system, formed during what's known as the Copernican epoch. Scientists believe it was created around 800 million years ago. The flickering light in this footage is said to be coming from the Copernicus crater on the moon.
Oh.
So with that in mind, let's take a look at the video.
Yeah. What is that?
As you can see, a strange flickering reddish light appears to be coming from within the crater. The glow pulses and seems to stretch across a large portion of the crater surface, leaving many Reddit commenters stunned. Some even pointed out how the light appears to span nearly the crater's full diameter.
Almost,
If this footage
yeah.
is legitimate, it's certainly a fascinating sight. The idea of visible light activity coming from a lunar crater immediately sparks speculation. From unknown geological processes to far more extraordinary possibilities. A more grounded explanation, though, is that the flicker could simply be atmospheric distortion or a camera artifact caused by filming the bright lunar surface at high zoom.
Maybe.
Subtle shifts in focus can sometimes create colored flashes that appear to originate from the moon itself. For now, it remains speculation. Without further evidence, it's hard to say what's really being captured here. Still, even after centuries of study, the moon continues to leave us questioning what we're really seeing when we look up at it.
It could be an SOS from a UFO. Who knows? And maybe they accidentally crashed their ship up there and said, "Okay, guys, we got no choice. We got to call the Earth. We got to call the Earth people. They have space travel. They can't get here. We got to call them." Okay. Well, how we go? I know. Do the flashy thing. The flashy stuff. So what? Morse code? Yeah, Morse code. Oh, but do it in a way that won't get too many people's attention. Let the astronomers see it from the crater. Oh yeah, Morse code, man. Yeah, it might be that. Of course, I may be exaggerating too much. It may just be an atmospheric distortion. I don't know, but that is weird, man. That is cool. And if it's aliens harvesting ore on the moon, or somebody harvesting oil on the moon, that would also make sense too. Man.
A woman named
I forgot
Jean
all
Whitney
about these.
posted to her Facebook profile in July of 2025, stating that the following footage was captured on the security camera system she has set up inside her salon. The clip, recorded late at night, appears to show some unsettling activity that might make you think twice the next time you find yourself alone in a quiet salon after hours. If you look closely, you can see what appears to be a blue candy dish slowly sliding across a table on its own at one point in the video.
Oh!
There's no one around it, and it doesn't look like anything physically touches it. The camera also seems to capture lights turning on and off in the background, adding to the uneasy atmosphere. In her post, Gina explains that her mother passed away in 2014 and used to work in the back of the salon with her. She suggests that maybe her mom's spirit is still there from time to time, possibly responsible for small moments like this. For those who believe, the idea is strangely comforting. A mother and daughter still connected even beyond this life. Of course, there are more ordinary explanations to consider. The dish could have been nudged slightly earlier and continued sliding due to a subtle tilt in the table, vibrations from nearby traffic, or even air pressure changes from a ventilation system kicking on. Still, knowing the personal connection behind the story gives the clip a different weight. Whether it's simple physics or something more meaningful, it's the kind of moment that lingers. Not just because it's eerie, but because it feels personal.
Yeah. That's interesting. Very interesting.
Over on TikTok, a woman known as Casey Creates posted a video to her account in February of 2023 showing her pet dog seemingly refusing to go outside at night without a flashlight. Casey thought her dog was just being cute, which is why she decided to grab her phone and start recording. Little did she know she wouldn't just capture her pet's behavior, but something far more unsettling.
What is that?
Sounded like something large walking through the trees.
I didn't see this eye glinting, but I heard it move.
Ooh.
Hello? Arky, what is that?
Then I saw these eyes reflecting the light. My question is, if this one is a deer at this height, what is this one?
Yeah.
Why is it staring? The way this one turns its head to look at me, though.
Come on, Rocky, let's go inside. Come on. Let's get out of here.
Not?
Yeah. Good choice, hon. Good choice. Always trust your pets. If your pets are acting strange, whether inside or outside your house, and they're seeing something that you don't, watch them. Listen to them. Trust your pets, people. Trust your pets and listen to your kids. If they tell you something, be more open-minded. Don't just shrug them off. And always, excuse me. And yeah, always trust your pets, people. Always trust your pets. Because they can sense stuff you can't.
Too far into the video, Casey's dog suddenly begins barking at something that isn't clearly visible yet, completely fixated on whatever's out there. Casey later described hearing something walking through the trees nearby. Then, out of nowhere, multiple sets of eyes can be seen reflecting back from the tree line in the distance. In Casey's own words, quote, "I couldn't initially see any reflective eyes, but the sounds grew louder. Suddenly, I spotted a pair of eyes gleaming in the flashlight's beam. My first thought was, if one pair of eyes belongs to a deer at that height, what might be lurking nearby? The deer was staring intently, and the way it turned its head to observe me was both fascinating and spine-chilling." End quote. In the clip, it actually appears there are 3 separate pairs of glowing eyes, seemingly positioned at different heights among the trees, just standing there and watching. Some viewers were quick to suggest something far more sinister, pointing to the uneven heights and stillness as signs it wasn't just wildlife, even drawing comparisons to legends like the Wendigo, lurking in the dark. A more grounded explanation is that these could simply be multiple deer standing at varying distances or on uneven terrain. Differences in elevation, slight dips in the ground, or even deer of different sizes can easily create the illusion of dramatically different heights in total darkness. Still, when you see several sets of eyes staring back at you from the tree line at night, it's hard not to feel a chill.
Yeah.
Whether it's wildlife or something your mind doesn't want to fully process, it's a moment that makes the darkness feel just a little deeper.
One might have been a deer, and the ones higher up, you might, or with the ones higher up, you might have caught a family of Bigfoots looking at you. Or it, like Sir Spook said, it could be deer standing on different levels of ground, and the one higher up, more like in the trees, that one might be an owl. That might be an owl looking at you. So it may not be anything paranormal. Then again, maybe it might. You know, but yeah, always listen to your pets. Always trust your pets, and always listen to your kids, people. Ooh, that's creepy. That's creepy. That is very creepy.
A TikTok user known as European Seju posted a video to their account in January of 2025, showing a bridge overlooking a road on what appears to be a completely normal day. Based on the visible Tagalog text and signage in the clip, the footage was very likely filmed somewhere in the Philippines. At first, nothing seems out of place. It's bright outside, cars are passing below, and a man can be seen walking along the bridge. But as you might expect, things don't stay normal for long.
Of course. Oh, he's got a shadow figure following him. Ooh, he's got a shadow figure following him. And it just disappears. Oh no, there it is again.
From around the 3-second mark to the 14-second mark, a dark, semi-transparent figure appears to be following the man across the bridge. It's faint, almost blending into the background, yet distinct enough to make out a human-like shape trailing just behind him. The figure seems to move in sync with the man's pace, keeping close distance as if deliberately shadowing him. What it could possibly want is anyone's guess. Thankfully, the clip ends without any clear confrontation, and the man appears completely unaware that anything is behind him at all. Some viewers believe this could be a genuine shadow figure, one of those dark, unexplained entities often reported in paranormal encounters. The transparency and fluid movement make it feel less like a solid person and more like something not entirely physical. A more skeptical explanation is that it could simply be a trick of lighting or camera compression. Video editing is also a possibility. Still, there's something unsettling about the way it trails him so closely in broad daylight. If the footage is authentic, it's a chilling reminder that whatever may be out there doesn't always wait for darkness to follow.
No. You know, it might just be a guardian spirit. I don't know.
Reddit user tbab01 posted the following piece of home security camera footage to the Paranormal Encounters subreddit, where it quickly sparked a heated discussion about what exactly was captured. Tbab explains his friend sent him this footage from an indoor security camera inside his house just a couple of days earlier. The friend says he doesn't remember waking up in the middle of the night, but noticed his camera system's noise detection had triggered an alert at around 1:30 a.m. His wife had apparently heard something as well, which led to them to check the footage the following morning. This is what they found.
Whoa, what is that? What the freak is that? Whoa, what is that? Dude, you got you a prowler. Oh. I hope that's him snoring. If it's not, ooh.
If you look carefully at this point in the video, you can make out what appears to be a tall, shadowy humanoid figure standing or moving within the house. The shape looks almost human, yet slightly off. Dark, indistinct, and completely out of place in the quiet interior. It's not just the appearance that unsettles viewers, but the setting. This wasn't some abandoned building or remote location. It was someone's home in the middle of the night while they were asleep just rooms away. T-Bab says his friend was understandably shaken after seeing the footage, and that he and his wife are currently staying at a hotel for the time being. And honestly, it's hard to blame them. Some viewers believe this could be a genuine humanoid entity, possibly a shadow figure, silently moving through the house in the early hours of the morning. A more skeptical explanation is simply that the entire clip could be a hoax. The figure may have been staged intentionally, either as a prank or for attention online. With the security cameras, controlled lighting, and a bit of planning, it wouldn't be difficult to create something that looks convincing at first glance. Still, whether it's an elaborate setup or something far harder to explain, the image of that dark shape standing inside someone's home is enough to leave a lasting impression. It's the kind of footage that lingers with you long after the video ends.
Oh, yeah.
And that was 7 scary videos.
Whoa.
I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Ooh, man, if that thing was real, bud, you need to get your house cleansed. You need to go to your house. The worst case scenario is it's an intruder coming to do you harm or rob you or both. You know, in that case, you need to defend yourself. That's creepy. Now, like you said, it could be staged. I'm hoping it is, but I don't know. All right. You know what? We'll watch some more. Screw it. We'll watch some more, guys. Let's see. Alright, just 3 more. Alright, tell you what, guys. Give me a moment. I'm going to get me some more tea. Some more tea, and I'll be right back, okay? All right. See if we can wrap this up. I bet we can. Oh, wrong mouse. All right. Let's do 11 scary videos that feel too real. All right. Away we go.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 11 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more scary content. Alright, with that said,
and if you like what you see on my channel, please do the same. I'd appreciate it.
The first video we'll be looking at comes from a TikTok account known as US4 for Life. The uploader explained she was home alone when she discovered something very strange inside her attic. At the start of the video, she shows just how small and cramped the attic space is. While looking around, she points out something that's already unsettling on its own: a small toy car sitting on top of a dresser. She claims she originally found it inside a hollow space in the wall, which immediately raises a few questions. As odd as that is, things take a far more disturbing turn at around the 1 minute mark.
Back here, in this hole.
Mm.
I can back up because it's a little scary, but it's full of things.
Oh!
Out of nowhere, a head suddenly pops up from inside the hollow wall. It's only visible for a second or two, but it's long enough to notice. Almost immediately after, the uploader seems to realize something's wrong as well, quietly asking, "What was that?" before the video cuts off. In a follow-up clip posted later on, she shows there are no other openings or holes in the ceiling anywhere in the house, aside from the single access point leading up to the attic. Seeing a human head appear from inside a wall is unsettling on a level that's hard to describe. Some believe this could be someone secretly hiding inside the structure of the house, possibly watching from the attic space. The idea someone could be lurking just out of sight is terrifying all on its own. Others wonder if the moment was staged for shock value. Still, even considering that possibility, the timing and setting make it deeply uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah,
Either
it does.
way, realizing someone or something might be hiding inside your walls is enough to ruin any sense of safety. I don't think I'd be getting much sleep in that house after seeing this.
Nope.
This next story comes from the Paranormal Encounters subreddit and includes a surprising amount of context, which makes what happens here even more unsettling. The uploader explains he used to work at a party store, where there had long been rumors of ghostly activity. He says he'd experienced a few strange things himself over the years, but was never able to prove any of it, until one particular morning shift. On this day, he and another employee came in early to handle some pre-orders. While getting settled at his computer, he noticed a blue balloon sitting under his desk. He thought it was strange, but didn't dwell on it too much, assuming the closing manager might have left it behind. He picked it up, tossed it into the hallway, and went back to work. About 15 minutes later, the other employee approached him and casually mentioned she'd popped a balloon. At first, he brushed it off, saying balloons pop all the time, and it wasn't a big deal. That's when she told him it popped because it was following her in the break room. The uploader immediately asked if the balloon was blue, and she confirmed it was. Now fully unsettled, he decided to check the security footage from earlier that morning. What he saw made his stomach drop. On camera, the blue balloon can be seen traveling from the front of the store all the way into his office within just a few minutes. To do so, it would have had to make several sharp turns, eventually ending up under his desk. And after being thrown into the hallway, it somehow appears to follow the other employee shortly before popping.
I see you've got a playful ghost. Looks like that's what it looks like. You got you a playful ghost. And there we go. Zip. Oh my god.
What the?
Seeing a balloon move with what looks like intention is deeply unsettling, especially in a closed indoor space. Some believe this could be a playful but eerie spirit interacting with the environment, choosing an object no one would expect. Others suggest there could be a more ordinary explanation, like air currents or ventilation, pushing the balloon along in just the right way.
Those are some pretty
Still,
incredible
the
air
timing and path
currents.
it takes make it difficult to fully explain. Either way, this is the kind of footage that gives balloons a whole new reputation. And it's not exactly a comforting one.
No. We'll see. I think you got a playful ghost there.
This next clip comes from a TikTok user named MamaLady6. She explained she was enjoying a quiet walk down the road in the mountains near Lewiston, California, on her way to a Christmas event, when she noticed something she says looked like it came straight out of a horror movie. As she continues walking, she pans her camera toward a nearby house, and it becomes immediately clear why she was so disturbed.
Look at this. What the f?
I thought it was a person for a second.
Don't go in that house because you're gonna die.
Sitting on a chair on the front porch is a tall, unsettling-looking doll, positioned in a way that almost feels intentional. It's not moving, and nothing paranormal happens in the video, but the sight alone is enough to make most people uneasy. There's just something deeply uncomfortable about stumbling across a figure like this in such a quiet, isolated setting.
No, that's Tangela from Creature Features being a goofball.
Or just someone's strange sense of humor. It's the kind of thing that instantly makes you want to keep your distance.
Man. Yeah, I'll probably be unnerved by that too.
This next clip comes from the Reddit user Neptune11, who shared a video to the Alien subreddit showing what many believe could be a UFO sighting over the skies of Edinburgh. The footage doesn't waste any time. Right from the start, it's clear there's something unusual hanging in the sky, and as the video continues, it only becomes more intriguing.
Wow, it's changing color.
The object appears as a glowing all-black light, flickering through several different colors as it slowly rotates in place. The entire sighting lasts for around 25 seconds, giving viewers plenty of time to study its movement. Many people in the comments were impressed by the footage, with some asking where exactly in Edinburgh it was filmed. Others pointed out the video may be close to 20 years old, which only adds another layer of mystery. With very little information available, some believe this could be a genuine unidentified object, especially given the way it changes color and seems to move with intention.
Yeah, it spins around too.
Others think it could be a hoax or man-made light source captured in a way that makes it appear more unusual than
it might be. It could be a drone with RGB LEDs on it.
Still, seeing something like this glowing silently in the night sky is enough to make anyone stop and stare. So what do you think? A legitimate UFO sighting or something more explainable? Let me know your thoughts.
You know, you can make your own flying saucers with the right equipment and all, but, you know, looks more like a drone.
Over on TikTok, a user known as RWB Auctions shared a piece of security camera footage filmed inside an antique house at around 2 o'clock in the morning. The building is closed to the public at this hour, meaning no one should be inside. And right from the very start of the footage, something feels off.
What in the world? Well, that thing's moving. Now the baby carriage is moving. Look at that. Now the baby carriage is moving. And the light's flickering off and on. What is going on here?
The clip immediately shows an old antique pram already rolling across the floor on its own. At the exact same time, a light in the hallway outside can be seen flickering on and off.
Yeah.
The uploader mentions the footage left everyone working in the sales room completely shaken, and it's easy to see why. Watching
Yeah.
a pram move by itself in an empty building, especially one filled with old and historic items, taps into a very specific kind of unease. Some believe this could be a spirit interacting with the environment, possibly drawn to the antique pram itself.
Might be.
Others think there may be a bit more ordinary explanation, like vibrations or an electrical issue, causing both the movement and the flickering light. Still,
Maybe.
the way both happen together makes it difficult to brush off. Either
Yeah.
way, if I worked there, I'd probably think twice about coming back after hours. Hopefully, whatever caused this didn't stick around, because an antique house moving on its own isn't exactly a comforting place to be. A TikTok user named Charles Bell shared a video in May of 2025 showing what starts out as a completely ordinary day of tidying up her home, before taking a very unsettling turn. Charles explained she was busy cleaning when she noticed something strange happening near the bottom left corner of her rug. At the time, she believed she was home alone, but after a few seconds, it became clear something wasn't quite right.
Beautiful rug. Ooh. Just carry on. What? Love how I just carry on cleaning even though there's clearly a poltergeist in my house. Or a ghost.
Out of nowhere, the corner of the rug suddenly lifts up in a quick, sharp motion. There's nothing nearby touching it, and Charles can only stand there in shock, clearly trying to process what she just saw. Seeing something move so abruptly without any obvious cause is enough to make anyone freeze.
Yeah.
Some believe this could be a spirit interacting with its surroundings, possibly trying to get her attention while she was cleaning.
Maybe.
Others think there might be a more mundane explanation, like something just out of frame causing the movement. Still, the suddenness of it makes the movement hard to ignore.
Yeah.
Whether it was something paranormal or not, having your carpet snap upward while you're home alone is the kind of thing that would make anyone stop what they're doing and question what's going on in their house. This next case comes from the Reddit user Wreckfulness, who shared footage to the UFO subreddit showing something unexpected captured during a live stream. The video was recorded on January 14th, 2026 at around 9:46 p.m. while the uploader was streaming to his audience and driving down a road in Pflugerville, Texas. Everything seems normal at first, just a quiet night drive, when suddenly something appears in the sky directly ahead of him.
What the absolute f am I looking at right now? What the hell?
Oh.
You okay? No, dude. What is that, chat?
Ooh, a triangular UFO.
Oh my god, I think it's the end. I think it's the end. I've never seen that in my life. Oh my god. What, bro, what the is that?
Oh my gosh.
What? I don't know. They're too far apart to be planes.
They're not a tower?
No. Oh my god. One of the lights is disappearing. The light is disappearing.
What the hell?
What the hell? What? Oh, it's gone. The light's gone. It's gone. It just went away. They're separating. Bro, what the hell? Call the news. I think I'm the only person seeing this right now. There's no way. Look at that. What is going on?
A group of bright lights can be seen hovering in the distance, immediately catching the uploader's attention. You can hear the confusion in his voice as he tries to make sense of what he's seeing
Well, it's definitely
in real time.
3 UFOs.
What makes this
not
case
one
even
big
more
one.
intriguing is the additional footage pulled from later parts of the same stream. In parts 2 and 3, the lights can clearly be seen separating from one another, moving independently instead of staying grouped together. That detail alone is what really gets people talking. Some viewers believe this could be genuine UFO activity, especially since the footage was captured live and the lights appear to split apart in a way that doesn't resemble typical aircraft behavior. Others think there could be a more grounded explanation, possibly involving multiple drones or aerial lights filmed at just the right angle. Still, the way the lights separate and reposition makes the situation difficult to explain with confidence.
Yeah.
Catching something like this live, with no cuts and no setup, adds an extra layer of credibility for some people. So what do you think? Unexplained activity in the sky, or something more down to earth? Let me know your theories.
I don't know. They could just be drones, or it could be 3 UFOs. I don't know.
This next clip comes from a TikTok user known as Beware of Henny, who shared a strange experience back in January of 2026.
Like her avatar.
In the video, Henny's simply filming a mirror selfie in her bathroom, posing casually for the camera. Everything seems normal, until something catches her attention out of the corner of her eye. She turns her head and pans the camera toward the window, and that's when things take a strange turn.
What the?
What?
Ooh.
What?
As you can see, the bathroom window appears to be opening on its own, while Henny stands there in complete shock, clearly unsure of how to react. What makes this even more unsettling is the fact that she later uploaded a second video, filmed on a completely different day. In that clip, the exact same thing happens again. The window opens by itself without any visible cause.
That's the ghost way of telling you, go touch grass. Get out of the house for a while. Go touch grass.
It's still going. Bye.
Girl,
Seeing the
come
same
on.
unexplained event happen more than once naturally raises a few questions. Some believe this could be something paranormal, especially since the movement looks deliberate rather than random.
Yeah.
Others suggest it could be something more mundane, like a loose hatch or mechanical issue with the
I
window.
doubt it.
But even strong wind wouldn't easily explain how it opens and closes so cleanly while she's standing right there. Whatever's going on, having a window move on its own while you're alone in the bathroom is enough to leave anyone feeling uneasy, and the fact it happened more than once only makes it harder to ignore.
I think you got a ghost that likes to mess with your head.
This next clip comes from a Reddit user named Jacob Abraham, who shared his experience on the Bigfoot subreddit after a strange encounter on a trail. Jacob explains he was walking along
might
the
have
trail
seen
when he
Bigfoot.
noticed something in the distance he initially assumed was a bear. Wanting to be cautious, he pulled out his phone and started recording. But as he watched the figure move, he began to second-guess what he was looking at. It didn't quite behave like any animal he was familiar with. Later on, Jacob showed the footage to one of his friends and asked what he thought it could be. The response caught him completely off guard.
Yeah, that's no bear. That is no bear.
According to his friend, the figure in the video might actually be Bigfoot. And after watching the
Uh-huh.
clip,
I
it's
think
easy to
he's
see
right.
why the idea came up. The shape, posture, and way it moves don't line up perfectly with the typical bear sighting.
Yeah.
Some viewers do believe this could be a genuine Bigfoot encounter, especially since Jacob didn't immediately jump to conclusions and seemed honestly unsure of what he was seeing. Others think it may have been a bear briefly standing upright, a person hiking in the distance, or even a staged hoax with someone wearing a costume. Without clearer footage or more context, it's difficult to rule any of those possibilities out.
Yeah.
As always, I'll leave this one up to you.
No, I
Did
think
Jacob stumble onto something legendary? Or was this just a case of mistaken identity?
No, I think he stumbled onto something legendary. I think he caught Bigfoot on camera.
A TikTok user known as Tessa Secret Zero shared a video in January of 2026 showing something deeply unsettling involving a doll. So if you happen to have a doll collection at home, you might want to brace yourself. The footage itself dates back to 2017 and shows the uploader's sister sitting down and casually playing with an American Girl doll, even putting makeup on it. Everything seems harmless at first, until the moment things suddenly change.
Right now, but yeah, I didn't go on with any eyeshadow because I didn't want. Do you guys see that?
Okay.
Without any warning, the doll's head turns on its own. The movement is subtle but clear, and it's enough to completely catch the girl off guard, leaving her confused and visibly shaken.
Okay, did you see that? Look at what's on the doll's head. It's a towel. It's a weighted towel. You know, she's probably got her hair wrapped up in the towel. That towel has a little bit of weight on it, and it doesn't take much to turn the heads of those dolls. What probably happened was, see, it's leaning forward. What probably happened was the towel caused the doll's head to turn and look at her. That's probably what happened.
Moments like this are why dolls have such a long history of being linked to paranormal stories.
But that's what happened.
This could be a case of a possessed object briefly moving on its own.
No.
Especially since the motion appears deliberate rather than accidental. Others think there could be a more ordinary explanation, such as a thin string or mechanism just out of view, causing the head to turn.
No, it's
Still,
the towel.
Not seeing anything connected to it. The movement feels unsettling regardless. Whatever caused it, watching a doll move on its own is the kind of thing that sticks with you. And this clip
It's
is
the
definitely enough
towel.
to make anyone think twice
It's the
before
towel on
leaving
its
one
head.
sitting in the room.
It's the towel on her head. That's what caused her head to move. Come on, guys.
This final video comes from a TikTok user known as EmuleWBT9CW, who shared footage recorded on her home security camera in the middle of the night. In the video, she is recording her screen as the security footage plays back. At first, she mentions she thought there might be coyotes wandering around her property. But as the footage continues, she quickly realizes whatever's outside doesn't look like coyotes at all.
What is that?
It's probably that coyote.
Right there. What the heck? No.
That's a crazy person. That's a crazy person on drugs.
Where's the door? You better go now. Where's the dog? There's the dog. Why is she in her freaking pen? What the? Oh my God. Okay, so it came back. What the hell?
And he got you a wild. Yeah, he got you a freak.
Oh my God. I don't know.
He got you a freakazoid.
Throughout the video, a strange, pale, humanoid-looking figure can be seen moving around the property. It walks unnaturally, lingering in certain areas as if it's exploring its surroundings. The longer you watch, the more unsettling it becomes.
You on drugs,
At
man.
around the 2 and 3 minute marks, the creature suddenly runs off, disappearing into the darkness.
You got a naked junkie.
Being watched, or maybe it was startled by something else entirely. Seeing something like this roaming around your property while you're asleep is enough to make anyone uneasy. Some believe this could be footage of an unknown creature, possibly something cryptid-like, caught briefly on camera. Others think it could be a person or animal appearing distorted due to night vision and camera processing. Still, the pale appearance and strange movement make it difficult to confidently identify.
You got you a wacko.
Either way, this is not the kind of footage you want to wake up to on your security system.
No, you don't. You got you a drug addict wacko.
And that was 11 scary videos.
That's what it is.
I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did,
don't do drugs, people.
For more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, as for the doll, it was the towel that made her head turn. You know, she had her hair wrapped up in that towel. That towel's got a little bit of weight to it. That towel made her head turn around. That's what it was. Wasn't anything paranormal about it. All right. All right, let's see. All right, you know what? We're gonna stop there. We'll come back and do 13 scary videos that left viewers terrified, and 11 scary videos that feel too creepy later. Right now, it's getting to be about that time where I'm gonna be watching stuff with my dad. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, nobody showed up in chat. Not too surprising. Now, come on, guys. You know, you guys can show up in chat. I can see you. You know, if I'm broadcasting on the wrong time, you know, let me know, and I'll try and broadcast on a better time. You know, but until then, I'm gonna stop right now. Oh man, it's been over 3 hours since I've been on here. Okay, well, yeah, I need to get off. We'll do the last two later, and maybe like Nukes and a few others. But all right, guys, that's it for right now. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, you guys stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll see you later.